interesting idea in a complicated space. But one of the things I will also chime in is while the N95 and the surgical in the hospital will be a long-term, probably very profitable segment, the other one that's not being talked about as much, but is going to be around for a long time, is the kids market. And those kids keeping masks on their face when they do other things like going to lunch or, just functioning in classrooms is going to be a problem for a long time, because also with the vaccine schedules, not necessarily vaccinating young children, the reality of them being in masks for a long time is very real. And even in the sporting community, it's a question of, do they take the masks off during competition, or are there ways to modify? So keep your mind and your heart open and look at the things that can be done short term, long term, and with longevity, because your idea is interesting and there are a lot of potential pathways. That's why you have so many voices chiming in. So don't let that be overwhelming. Let it be abundant, which is what it is, and which is why so many people are giving you feedback. I'm Coach Chen, and I'm done speaking.
Okay, guys, I do want to make sure we move forward. So, I think you got some Dry. I think you got some really good advice. I know you got a lot of advice, and sometimes a lot of advice can pull you in a lot of different directions. But Dry, I think definitely reach out to Richard. I think that was a pretty good contact. I agree. A licensing deal would be really, really great for you, and a lot of really great advice for you to sort of digest. So thank you for coming to pitch.
Hey, Bernardo, can I say one?
Yep.
Can I say one thing on behalf of Lindsay? Because she texted me to say it is today's disappointment. She had texted me this for myself is tomorrow's appointment to succeed to be great. And I just wanted to say you've already succeeded. Your little picture of your daughter. Your daughter has seen a courageous mother take risks and go after her dream, and that is success already. So I just wanted to pass that along. Keep going. All of us are here for you.
Thank you so much. I needed that. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Drya. And yes, as everybody said, being an entrepreneur is not easy, and you get the lowest lows and the highest highs. But yeah, I think you got some really great advice, and definitely be sure to reach out to Richard. Right, sometimes your biggest win is just a few steps away. So thank you, Drya. Mods, I do want to ask you, going forward, so that we keep a good rhythm to the room, let's please keep it to 2 or 3 questions and then move on. Because if we, usually from what I've seen, if we spend about 10 questions per person, then kind of like sort of the momentum of the room really slows down. And then Julie is messaging me saying, Bernardo, what is going on? You're not such a good moderator. So I get hounded by Julie when I don't keep a good pace. So we
Don't
all
any
love Julie.
of you believe
Yeah.
that?
Oh, Julie, I thought you were going to be on my side for this one. But anyway, cool guys. So let's make sure we keep a good pace. And here we go. Yep. And
this is a great opportunity for people to join the Discord. If you want to get to many of the investors' questions who you can't ask the question because we're limited now, I highly recommend you join the Discord, because we can ask you questions, we can provide feedback on Discord that you'll still be able to get the same value, but we'll be able to move the room faster for those that don't want to join the Discord. But if you are pitching, highly recommend you join the Discord. Super easy. You click Spencer's face. He's right next to Bernardo at the top. And then you go to his Twitter and you click the pinned tweet, and boom, it'll pop right up in Discord, and you can join. That easy.
Yes, thank you for that, Andrew. And yes, be sure to join the Discord. Okay, cool. Moving forward, Lisa, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it, and followed by only 2 questions or comments by the moderators. Lisa, you go for it.
Good evening, Bernardo. Thank you so much for having me. I have pitched this product that I'm an investor in, Mr. Bing Chili Crisp, and I wanted to ask a huge favor. The owner of the company, I was able to ping him into the room, and he is actually even much better than me at pitching this in 1 minute. And if I could request you bring him up, he did raise his hand. His name is Brian, and he is the 3rd person to the end at the followed by speakers, has a little jar of chili crisp. And if you don't mind bringing him up, I would have him on hold here to pitch to you guys.
He's been invited up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Brian,
Well,
take
he's
it
on
away.
he's
Brian,
on a call right now.
No, we're hanging up.
So
It's over. The call is over, and he is all
okay.
here.
All right, Brian, you have 60 seconds. Go for it. Brian,
Unmute,
Brian,
Brian.
you are on mute. Brian, are you there?
Brian,
If not,
unmute.
we'll just come back to you.
No, Brian.
Okay, Lisa, I'll come back to him after Gabriel. So I promise I'll come back to Brian. Gabriel, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Perfect. Thanks, Bernardo. Hi, everybody. My name is Gabe Cruz. I'm the founder and chief strategy officer of UpSparrow. Basically, we're a platform for cannabis dispensaries to meet the growing demand of recreational medical cannabis. We help them improve their sales per hour. We produce a more loyal customer, and we do this by offering virtual consultations and personalized product recommendations to new and existing customers. After a consultation is received by a potential customer or consumer, and if they like any of the products that are named by the dispensary or the bud tender, they're able to directly check out via the dispensary's e-commerce platform and get that delivered or arrange to pick it up. So far, we've secured several partnerships with cannabis-focused advertising and marketing firms. We have our product shipping in May, our software platform, and we're now moving to pilot engagements with dispensaries. We've already been a part of growing this same model in dentistry for cosmetic dentists, and we helped that company grow to 450 dentists and about $2 million in revenue by helping them close their cosmetic procedures from 10% to over 80%. I'm happy to take your questions at this time.
Moderators. David?
Yeah, hit me up. I know a lot about the space we're investing. I was just at our sister company. They have several dispensaries. I'm not on the THC side, but I know a lot of the investors across that. And then my cousin is the CFO of Kiva, which is now one of the largest edible companies. So happy to help on anything. I think the idea of kind of communications and education as it relates to cannabis is a thing and needs to happen. So I'm happy to help. Let's see what we can do together.
How are you? Hey, it's Matt. How are you approaching partnerships and like building out kind of brand awareness?
Yeah, so we actually allow the dispensary. We're basically a widget. So what we do is we just plug in directly to what the dispensary is already doing. So
yeah, but how do you get the dispensary to work with you?
Oh, yeah, simple. So we have channel partnerships. It's been our number one customer acquisition strategy. So we go directly to the people that are already helping them stand up their brand, stand up their POS, stand up all their online presence. And so we've just been channel selling at the moment. We do have a direct outreach program too, and a sales team we're building out, but it's been a little easier to go through the channels than try and whale hunt at the moment.
Okay. Any last questions or comment? One last question or comment. No, I think we're good. Okay. So Gabriel, thank you so much for coming to pitch. Definitely be sure to reach out to David, as he is in the same space, and really great person, and really great contact for you to connect with. So cool. Moving forward, we'll go back to Lisa and Brian. Are you there, Brian?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, cool. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Hi, I'm the founder of Mr. Bing Chili Crisp and Mr. Bing Foods. We used to be a chain of restaurants in New York and Hong Kong, specializing in northern Chinese street foods. We closed all our restaurants at the beginning of COVID, and we started packaging our products, our crispy chili paste, dry rub, pure chili oil, Did 300,000 last year, profitable already. We're growing in DTC, traditional retail stores, and especially in food service. We're the only chili crisp on the market. Really strong in the food service side, selling large buckets of the stuff to restaurants and chefs. We're in over 40 stores now in 15 states. We're raising 600,000. We've raised about 115 so far of that 600K. Looking for a strategic investor to come on board to finish out the ideally 500 in one shot, or a couple of 250 checks or 500K checks. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Is that Brian? Quick question: is your product pretty niche, or how? I'm just trying to sort of understand how big of a sort of an audience it has, other than kind of the, at least in the for the U.S. market.
Yeah, chili crisp goes on everything. It's trending massively. There's a lot of media about it. Fly by Jing and us and David Chang, Momofuku are probably the three leaders in the category of the new healthy, better for you chili crisp. It's basically a better for you version of the Lao Gama brand, the angry godmother sauce from China, which is $1 billion brand, with chili crisp in particular being their most popular SKU. There's like a cult following around it. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit crispy, not that spicy. And it goes on anything: eggs, rice, pizza, pasta, burgers, veggies, you name it. It's not just for Asian food. You can even put it on ice cream. The New York Times wrote a whole article about that. Sounds crazy, but it's true. It's just it's very adaptable for the American palate or international palate. We do not put the fermented bean paste in ours like a lot of the other brands do, so it is more palatable for the Western palate. Most of the large nationwide supermarket chains, be that Publix, Costco, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, Albertsons, are all looking to private label their own version of a chili crisp or a chili crunch. Trader Joe's has recently done that. We are in the running final stages for 2 of those large contracts ourselves. Can't disclose which supermarkets they are, but it's basically being labeled as the next sriracha. Sriracha went from being a very niche sort of thing from Vietnamese and Thai restaurants to becoming sort of mass market, and that people see it everywhere. It's ubiquitous, and our goal is, for example, to be in pizza chains nationwide and pitching to be on that production line where as a topping, for example, at Blaze Pizza or Mod Pizza, that sort of thing. So it's very diverse.
Got it. Thank you for that.
Hey,
Go
Brian.
for it, Carla.
Thank you. Hey, Brian, this sounds quite delicious, actually. Can you just share with us a little bit about your numbers, revenue margins, what the opportunity is, that kind of stuff, financials?
Sure. We did just under 300,000 last year. We're up at about 350,000 total so far. About 50% of the sales are food service, 40% are direct to consumer on our website at Amazon, 10% through traditional retail stores. Margins are over 50% gross margins, yeah, we weren't really paying ourselves too much yet, but on an operating basis, it is cash flow positive already. We have 4 angel investors on board. We have a strong advisory board from food service and from some other founders of some strong CPG brands that have exited. We do have full financial pro formas that we can share. That's
okay. And sorry, quick question. Another one. How many SKUs do you have?
So in the chili crisp itself, in the 7-ounce glass retail jar that you see on Amazon or you see on our website, that comes now in a mild and a spicy. We also have the food service size of that 64-ounce jug, also in mild and spicy. We have 2 ounces that are good for restaurants putting on tables or for hotels and airlines to use. The other line extensions of it are the dry rub or a spice rub, which is made from all the same exact ingredients of the chili crisp, just in a powder form for rubbing into fish, meat, and chicken, for example. And then we have a byproduct extract of the chili crisp, which is a pure chili oil, literally just the red liquid on the top from making it, which can be used for cooking. So you're looking at about 8 SKUs, but the core focus right now is really the chili crisp. There's so much to do in that. And the other things will sort of, come later on a larger scale. We do have them available. And if someone wants, a nice family suite of 3 Mr. Bing products, you can get the chili crisp, the rub, and the oil. The chili crisp can also be put into an aioli, mixed with mayonnaise and honey in a squeeze bottle, which is a real killer format to have it in, because the chili crisp itself needs to kind of be spooned out. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to take a look at this if you want to DM me.
Okay. And you
Thanks.
are
Carla.
It's Carla, I see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, really quick. Hey, Brian. I mean, chili crisp. I think my wife would just absolutely be obsessed with anything that you're doing right now with chili crisp. So please DM me just to be a personal customer on the personal side. But on the business side, I love what you're doing. It sounds awesome. This is definitely not my space, but please DM me. Happy to put you on stage for a couple of the pitches that I do, and I'll invite some CPG people and have you pitch. Happy to do that. Yeah, man, keep rocking. Love what you're doing, and keep up the good faith. And by the way, I commend you on your resilience during the pandemic to pivot, from the brick and mortars to the chili space. That's absolutely amazing. You're a true hustler. So this is Phil, and I'm out.
Thank you.
Can I ask what seems to me to be a little bit of an obvious question, but it looks from your profile picture that you're a white guy. Is this a food that you have in your culture, or help me understand the inspiration here? Because that's the one thing that seems a little bit hard to get behind for me, is backing someone who's selling a food that isn't from within their own culture, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking that way, but I just want to understand your perspective on what this product means to you.
Sure. Yeah. I'm born and raised in New York, but I grew up, my dad was a Spanish teacher, and I got into Chinese language in high school. I majored in Chinese in college. I created the Chinese Studies Department at Brandeis University 23 years ago. I'm fluent in Mandarin Chinese. I spent 14 years living in Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan, China, and Japan. I was a pro athlete out there. I was a TV news reporter out there. Then I was an investment banker with 3 investment banks out there, specializing in the greater China stock markets. I only moved back to America 6 years ago. I fell in love with, obviously, the food out there. I started Mr. Bing restaurants originally in Hong Kong. We were the first brand to introduce Jianbing to Hong Kong. Jianbing is like a northern Chinese street food. If you YouTube Mr. Bing Jianbing or Mr. Bing Bings, you'll see videos of what we used to do. This is the sauce that used to be in our food, in our restaurants, that is now our main business now. But I guess, yes, I'm a white guy, but I live and breathe very much a U.S.-China or U.S.-Asia cross-cultural, cross-business life. I'm very active in the China Institute, Asia Society, National Committee on U.S.-China Relations. I'm a Hong Kong permanent resident. I lived in Hong Kong 8.5 years. I have a Hong Kong green card, basically. Yeah. I don't know how else to.
Gotcha. No.
That,
it is. I think that is an important part to the story of this around you and your motivations and why you're doing this. So thank you for adding that additional context.
And Spencer, if I just may join in real quick, one of the reasons I invested was because I tasted the Bings and was obsessed with the street food, reached out and find out it's a Jewish guy that owns the company. Yes, Jewish people obsessed with Chinese food, but when I met Brian and I learned about the Bing chili crisp that is originally made in China, is amazing. It just has MSG in it. And everybody in the United States wants a product that is healthy, MSG free, created in the United States. And that's what I think is such a great thing about Mr. Bing.
Wonderful.
I also
go ahead, Jen.
Sorry, this is Coach Jen. Lisa, I love what you added in terms of value, and Spencer, I love your question. My sister is a doctor of acupuncture and a first degree black belt in Aikido. So the appreciation of culture is something that I think is a powerful narrative, especially when we tell it. And I think your story is actually really a powerful element that can open doors and conversations, Brian. And so I love that the richness of the conversation is almost as good as the texture that you bring to food. And so I think that's an interesting story to tell, and one that will bring people in who may or may not have had the appreciation because they may have felt that it was culturally not in alignment. And some of the extensions that I saw when I went on your website are really like amazing. Knowing for me personally, who's been in fitness and that lifestyle demands a lot of the times very bland food, this could be something that could be powerfully infused in those cultures, especially if you do the storytelling in a way that invites people in. Sometimes we miss that. And so I love the bridge to this conversation. So that's Coach Jen. I'm done speaking.
Great. Thank you, Coach Jen. I do want to make sure we keep going forward. So, Lisa, thank you so much. You were very brave in coming up here and then having Brian pitch. So, Lisa and Brian, thank you very much for your pitch and all the best. Seems like a really, really interesting product, super, super tasty. And yeah, I hope to certainly try it for sure as well. And so, Brian, again, thank you so much for pitching. Yep.
Let me jump in real quick. We
and I'll
acquired
jump
a
in
snack
after.
box. Okay, cool. We acquired a snack box company a few years ago. Our clients are Zoom, Google, Facebook, and we're always looking for new products to put into the snack box. So it's definitely something that you can DM me about, and we can have a call and see what we could do. I think it's a good opportunity for you to get exposure. So, Anthony, up at the top right-hand corner, company's called naturebox.com. Check it out. Cool.
Will do. Thank
Greg?
you.
Yeah, I just want to connect with you. Is Instagram the best place to do that?
Yeah, at Mr. Bing NYC is fine, or just Brian at Mr-Bing.com, BRIN at MR-BING.com.
Awesome. Thank you. Great product.
Thank you.
Great.
You woke up the sleeping giant
pitch.
with Greg. If you got Greg out of Quiet Zone, you had something special there.
Well, when he said I could put it on ice cream, I got really excited.
Try it.
Wonderful.
Do you eat anything that isn't a sweet, Greg?
No, actually, no.
Savory donuts, Greg. Come on.
And that's
what a
just
great
one of the
idea.
things I love about you, Greg.
Oh my God, savory donuts. Great idea, Mike. We're on it. And we could add the ayahuasca in there. It'll be perfect.
Yeah, I think McDonald's in China is putting it, I think nationwide now, it's like a topping on soft serve ice cream as a dessert in McDonald's China. That's China, but you know.
So it'll be available 1 out of every 6 days.
Something like that.
That is perfect. There's so many uses for this. By the way, has everybody given Julie a follow tonight? That's really important. Everybody do that.
Yes, everybody follow Julie. I completely agree with that. So cool. So I just realized we haven't finished the intros, and I got called out for that. I'm not going to say any names, but Andrew, you are up next for the intro. Go for it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Andrew with Outcomes Fund. We're a single-family office in Los Angeles. We invest in companies that have a positive social outcome, trying to start from bridge to A, but that's increasingly becoming the seed round for a lot of companies. And the key categories we focus in on are clinical decision support systems for chronic conditions, and then boring back-end B2B SaaS.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andrew. Next up is Mike. Or as Arlene, we already did you. Mike, go for it.
Yeah, thanks, Bernardo. Mike Fata. I'm a natural products entrepreneur turned investor and pioneered the hemp food space with Hemp Hearts and exited that business and now helping other founders in natural and organic products. So, thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Christopher, you are up next. Can you do a quick intro? Christopher, are you there? If not, we will come back.
Yep.
There you are.
I'll do a quick one. Sorry, I was looking through browser just now. Apologies. Hi, I'm Christopher. I'm with Leonil Capital based in Singapore, but right now I'm in Saigon. Well, actually, I just got back from Saigon. What's wrong with me? I'm a fund advisor at Leonil Hill. We're a late stage fund. I mostly look at space tech, genomics, artificial intelligence, agri-tech. We're working on a startup fund, early stage fund, and should be having news in the coming months. We're sector agnostic. Typically, check sizes we signed are 3 million and above. And with that, I'm Christopher, and I'm Pao.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christopher. Greg, I'll come back to you because we are going to have somebody intro you. Christian, you are up next. Can you do a quick intro?
Bernardo, can I just pop in for a second?
Yep.
You notice how Lisa and Brian both have the red phones on? What are the odds that they're talking to each other right now? I love this app. I love it.
That's so funny.
That's so good.
When they get off,
You know, you're only trying to run a room, right? And God love you for just letting us derail you at every turn.
Yes, shame on you, Greg. Yes.
Sorry. Shut up.
Greg, Bernardo is going to fire you today.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll come back to Greg because he's definitely messing things up with the moderating. Christian, you're up next.
I'll get it back on track for you, Bernardo. I'll be quick. Yeah, I'm Christian from the UK, live in San Francisco, been in the travel industry almost my whole career as an entrepreneur. Right now I'm running Magpie Travel, which is a SaaS platform for the tours and activities industry in travel. Love helping other entrepreneurs as much as possible. That's me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christian. Christy. Christy, are you there? If not, we'll come back to Christy. And then
I'm here.
Yes, go for it.
I'm listening, and I just got back with my doggy, so I'm just here.
Right now we're just doing intro. So if you want to do a quick intro,
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, Lindsay is a big part of why I'm always in her rooms with wherever she is. So she's a big part of my support, and I am an entrepreneur. I have my own skincare line that I'm just launching. It'll be out June 1st. And in the meantime, I owned a dance studio for 28 years and a celebrity choreographer dancer. So I'm taking what I've learned through those years of taking care of my body from the inside out. And now at 62, I'm enjoying the last 4 years of understanding and now making my way to have my own skincare line to take care of the skin on the outside. So whatever we put on the inside, of course, is the most important. So eating clean and everything, and then having a really nice, clean skincare routine is the next step. So I'm here to just support, and thank you, Lindsay, for always letting me be in rooms that are amazing, and I appreciate being on the floor. Thank you so much.
You're awesome, Chrissy. You're amazing. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Christy. From one dancer to the other. I used to be a professional salsa dancer, so that is awesome that you used to be a dancer as well. So definitely appreciate that.
We have to get together sometime in salsa.
Yes, we should. Absolutely, absolutely. And Julie and Spencer are going to do a fencing match, and so Christy and I are going to do a salsa dance.
I would love it.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
It was nice meeting you too. I appreciate you having me on your floor. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you for joining us. And last but not least, Richard.
Hi, thanks for bringing me up here today. I'm Rich Keller. I'm the CEO of KSI and Market Ring, which is a geolocation marketplace platform to do last mile tactics combined with inventory, fitment, and labor. To digest that platform, we launched 1-800 Battery, which is now the fastest growing battery company in America. And in my part-time, I help startups and mentor and do a little bit of angel investing.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Richard. All right, but last but not least, who is going to do Greg's intro? Who's up for it?
I think Arlene's got to do it, right? Who else?
Arlene can do it for sure.
Arlene, yes. Yes, go for it, Arlene.
Well, what can I say about Greg? Let's see. Master of brands, master of comedy, absolutely a mensch, a guy who will do anything for anybody and is the most caring human one of the most caring humans that I've met on this app. He is genuinely one of the best CPG people I know. And I just think the world of him. Even though I have fired him 7 times, he's a shitty executive assistant. But everything else, I would say he gets 10 out of 10 on. I can't say enough about him, and he really does help people in a genuine way. So, Greg, if you're listening, because you're probably not, you're probably sleeping, love you to death.
Well, huh?
See what I mean?
Thank you, Arlene.
We
That
all
was
love
so
you, Greg.
sweet. Oh, thank you, Julie. Can you turn on your send money thing so I can send you some money now? Thank you.
Yeah.
This is Greg. I'm done speaking.
Wonderful. Well, that's awesome. Greg, yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and that was quite an intro. Greg, you just have to do one last thing. You have to, how did Arlene do on a scale of 1 to 10? What grade would you give Arlene's intro?
Scale of 12, 12 and a half.
12 and a half. Okay, perfect, awesome, great score, Arlene. That was awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay, moving on. We'll get back to the pitches. Yusuf, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Yusuf, and I'm from Montreal, Canada. I've moved here in 2013, joining my 2 older brothers that have been here since 2008. Being date savvy, we tried many brands, but since then we decided to start our own. So Datey Snacks are healthy bars made out purely of natural ingredients. Our raw bars have as little as 3 to 5 ingredients that we all know and recognize. We use dates as the main ingredient. We blend it with fruits and nuts in order to have a product that is both healthy and delicious. They are a main source of energy, rich in potassium and magnesium, an important source of fiber and a perfect antioxidant. Made without any heat treatment, our bars contain no gluten, no added sugar or preservative. They are gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, and as healthy as it can get. So after that, we did our own manufacturing and on our land in Tunisia, as close as we can to our main ingredient. We started selling in France, Germany, Poland, and now in Canada, where we do our own distribution. We also do Indonesia, where we've been exporting raw dates for now 15 years through our dad, and we joined with our project for the past year. Next, we have a licensing deal where we will be selling in the US. I can't say the name yet. Also, we have a private label that we will be producing for them. We also are R&Ding for our own protein bars and bite sizes. Thank you all.
And do you have Ask, Yusuf? What are you looking for?
So we are looking for a strategic partner and an investor to guide us through the US market and have the funds to actually go in big so we can go and have enough for the listing fees for all the big brands.
And do you have a value of what you're trying to raise?
At this moment, I can give a number, but this also can be negotiable and can we work on everything. But yes, we would also be looking for 200,000 at 5% stake.
Okay. Arlene or Greg, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, Joseph, listen, first of all, there's some fantastic food companies that have come out of Montreal and especially companies like yours that have great connections with product that's coming around the world and turning it into something that consumers will love. So I love the area you're from, and I love the product you have. I've actually just looked at a company called Palm Bites not that long ago. I don't know if you know of Palm Bites, but they also are doing a lot of interesting things with dates. The challenge with the bar category right now is quite significant relative to being able to get on shelf and get off shelf, simply because people aren't traveling the same. They're not using snacking occasions the same. Have you thought about how you're going to overcome that?
Well, that's why we did this licensing deal. It's with a brand that is very well installed in North America. It's a 100-year-old brand. They were looking into doing a bar of their own. They were only selling ingredients before, and they tried to do a combined. They were also selling our dates. We were exporting to them before. And when they heard about our project, they opened a new line of bars that we would be producing under their name.
So they're responsible for all the sales.
Actually, no. We'll be responsible for all the sales. They're only getting a percentage of that for using their name.
Okay, maybe I'm not understanding. So you have the licensing deal with them, but how you? Okay, maybe I'm just not understanding. I apologize. It might be it might just be late, but you know what? At the end of the day, I just know the bar category is really suffering, and I'm just not sure I'm understanding exactly how you're going to overcome the consumer uptake on how you're going to change snacking occasions to be different with people not on the go as much as they were. I still don't understand that.
Well, we have reached out to many schools, and we're getting school approved to have snacks that are more for family occasions, for kind of school packed or bite sizes that would be for different occasions like Halloween to have healthy treats, and Easter, and also for Christmas.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yusuf,
Sorry.
sorry, Ellie. Sorry.
No, I'll just finish. I think those are interesting tactical things that you can do, but there's a big issue in this category right now, and I think you have to think differently about how you're going to get the product in the hands of people and how you're going to get repeat customers and the turns you need. I mean, some of the best companies I know that are in this category are really struggling. So getting people to go back to the bars and in a variety of different places. Schools are great, but there's certainly not going to be enough volume in schools to be able to build the brand that you want to build. So I think you need to, in your pitch, think about how you're going to talk about how you're going to overcome the challenges in the category. And I hope that's helpful, Yusuf.
Thank you very much. That's been very helpful. And also I want to say that in Indonesia, it's been our biggest import, because there they really like our dates, and they've been consuming it very much. They didn't have any date bars available in that market, so that's been doing very well. And you're right, in North America, it's been much more difficult.
Great. Well, Yusuf, thank you so much for your pitch. Certainly have a very interesting brand. And as to Arlene's question, it seems like your go-to-market strategy in the U.S. is that you did a licensing deal, and you are basically going to leverage their name, and you are in charge of the sales, and you're just giving them kind of like a little bit of a royalty fee for using their brand, but you're in charge of the sales. So good luck with that. Sounds like a good way to get on the shelves of very, very crowded market. So thank you, Yusuf, for coming to pitch.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Yusuf. Cool. Next up, Roland, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it. Roland, are you there? Maybe we will come back to Roland.
I'm here.
Okay, go for it. You have 60 seconds.
Hi, my name is Roland Morning. I am the founder and inventor of the world's first scratch-off pin for lottery tickets, now currently sold in stores out through the Bay Area. And since the pandemic, the same stores that I do business with were complaining about sales and stuff, and we lost sales because we specifically sold next to the scratch-off tickets in the store. So I came up with an app called the Auto Lotto app to help the stores and my customers all see a better way of shopping. So this is the way Auto Lotto works. You're at home, you want something from the corner store, get on your phone, you can go in there, you can order lottery tickets, you can order anything from the corner store, your favorite corner store, and have it brought to your home by a dedicated driver. So unlike Doorstop and these other people and stuff, I specifically hire a person just for that neighborhood to bring the order to you. So you'll see the same person all the time. And since you're doing lottery tickets, it has to be did in a secure fashion. And so I did a patent also to deliver lottery products from the store to your home in a secure fashion and stuff. Basically, we have them locked up in the trunk of the car, and that's where you get your order from. You come out and confirm with the little square thing. And so lately I've raised $50,000 already. And so I'm getting an app made by a guy over at Square and SAS. And so it's like a SaaS app and stuff, kind of like GoPuff meets the lottery, basically, and stuff. And so by doing this, I'm going to be completing the ecosystem of the shopper and the store and the driver. So the ways we make money is when you buy something from us, we make money that way. At the store level, when you port your order over to the store, sometimes with the store, they have surplus items in the store. We buy that from the store, and we just keep it there. And when somebody buys something, we make money on it that way. We make money when you buy a Powerball ticket or something like that. We actually split the profits with the store. Split the costs with the store. So if you didn't know, the store, they get like 6 cents every single time they print a little piece of paper with the Powerball number in it. So we would split that with the store by porting that number over to them. And so I'm already currently in about 15, 16 stores around here in Antioch, California, and all out through San Jose and stuff. I was in more before the pandemic hit, but the pandemic came. And so
Okay.
I
And
got a
Roland,
PPM.
what is your ask?
So I was asking 3.6 million because so I can roll out like maybe all over California and stuff. I had trademark disputes with a couple of companies, but got over that and stuff. Had a patent troll try to come in, but I still brought my pen to fruition all by myself. I got some great people on my team right now. And I got
Okay,
a
so
really cool.
Roland,
Go ahead.
sorry to interrupt, but just as you're over the 60 seconds of it, are you trying to raise at a 3.6 million valuation, or you're raising 3.6 million? Is that just the amount that you're raising?
Yeah, that's the amount I want to raise, 3.6 million.
And at what valuation?
I'm still thinking about that. Well, I was gonna do something like 20%.
Okay, all right. But you're right now, you've only rolled out to 16 stores. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I was in 40
Okay.
stores before the pandemic hit. Like my pen was in 40 stores, and then I went back to try to get the app going, but because the pandemic hit, I'm in a lot of smoke shops, a lot of
And what is your revenue in the last 12 months?
So my revenue in the last 12 months have been like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 and stuff. I've just been selling the pen. I haven't been selling, doing anything with the app yet because the app is being made right now and stuff at the same.
Got it. So Roland, obviously, I'll have some of the mods, but you're obviously going to get some pushback based on sort of your numbers, based on your current revenue and kind of the amount that you're trying to raise. But would love to hear it from some of the mods.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for the advice. I love it.
Yeah, Roland. So even before we dive into the numbers, because I think the raise is very significant relative to sort of where you're at, but I see that you have a different vision. I have a question, though, which is that it was my understanding that in a lot of states you can't use digital payments to buy lottery tickets because they don't want people buying them on credit. How do you get over that hurdle and the ID verification hurdle for delivery? And why isn't this an item that other delivery services are capitalizing on? So, for example, DoorDash, for example. Like,
Okay.
why are they not your competitor?
So I'll give you specifics on that. So DoorDash and those guys, they don't specifically try to get into the lottery business. Just like with my scratch-off pen, you have to be over the age of 18 to purchase one. It's sold right or wrong on the counter with the scratch-off tickets. So when you at home and stuff, you sign up with your credit card. My transition to customer cost is $1. I'm basically giving a person a redeemable scratch-off ticket that they can go to the store to get. I'm still using the store. It's just when your product is when you pay for your stuff over the thing, it goes right to a Square account, and the guy swipes his credit card at the store, which is cash money. And then he can buy the products, and I have a physical person come pick the product up and bring it to your door. You're not getting anything over your phone digitally. You can order it over your phone, but but bringing it to you has to be done in a secure fashion. Like I have a few, the reason I'm asking for that much money is because I have a patent for the 1961 Wire Act. Basically, I have the patent for the Restoration Act of the Wire Act right now in my possession. I have a letter of intent from the guy. And then the other patent that I wrote is for delivering lottery tickets to your house in a secure fashion, which has to be done. So, it has to be in a locked box, basically a trunk of a car, if I'm going to deliver it from the store to your house. That way the driver doesn't know what you're getting and anything like that. So when the customer makes the purchase and stuff, it goes to the store owner has the S&M code to unlock that lock. The driver doesn't know it. He never knows it. It goes straight to the customer. So when the customer comes out to get their stuff, boop, they get the lock, they open it up, take their stuff out.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
Roland, this is Christian. I think people are going to be polite, but I live right down the street. I live in Walnut Creek, Roland. But
okay.
I'm not sure if you're serious with your numbers. Your numbers are so far off. I think people don't want to say anything insulting, and we have a dragon on the stage. But I would watch just Shark Tank back to back, watch some Canadian English Dragon's Den back to back, and just study them, look at the numbers. The concept, I'm not convinced at all, going up against DoorDash, and your numbers, I don't even know where they came from, but just maybe do more of these rooms and listen in a lot more and try to learn how valuations and business models, that kind of thing.
I understand about the evaluation, but like I said, I have a couple of secret sauces already and stuff in play and stuff, and like I said, thank you guys for the opportunity and stuff. It's really cool to pitch to you guys and stuff.
Hey,
Now,
Roland,
I'll
I'm going to
keep on
jump
trucking
in.
on.
Roland, I'm going to jump in and just tell you that he's exactly right. You would have not had a good experience on Dragon's Den, and part of it is like when somebody says, what's the valuation, you kind of go, well, I'm thinking 20%. You can't do that. You have to be much more clear on your numbers. You have to know them inside and out. You have to be able to defend them, and you have to have a rationale for them to begin with. Like it just doesn't fly. You're in a space that is questionable to begin with. And so people are going to dig very hard on whether or not you have the right to do this, regulatory right to do this, whether or not people can actually get this from you the way you're suggesting they can, whether or not gambling is something people actually want to even invest in. So hear me out, Roland. You need to know your numbers before you pitch, okay?
I understand that. But let me add a little bit more. So I've been doing this for 7 years. I'm actually a member of the lottery community and stuff. It's not like I just flew off the plane with her or anything like that. And so I've already got a few things signed with a couple of companies like Scientific Games, who does 70% of the scratch off tickets. So the pen, primarily, I made it for customers to enjoy, but primarily for lotteries to be doing branding. So I have something going on with the lottery right now and stuff. I didn't want to let everything out the bag because I was just probably pitching the app idea to you guys.
Hey, Roland.
So,
Roland, this is
thank you
Jonathan.
guys very much, though.
Hey, Roland, I'm happy to spend some time with you on your pitch. It was just pretty confusing when you threw the pen out there with the delivery with the other stuff. And I think that confused it. And then when you also added the valuation, it just was a little confusing. I'm happy to spend some time with you in like a closed room here on Clubhouse and chat with you some more. I think you could just tell the story a little.
Feedback on how to improve your pitch. And he also has a founder cohort, right? Jonathan? Is it called the cohort, or it's called a...
Yeah, we did put on an accelerator here through Clubhouse.
An accelerator, yes.
So we always have some good info. Definitely check that out as well. Thank you, Bernardo.
He's also a tremendous rapper as well.
Yes, that's true. Wonderful. Well, Roland, thank you for pitching, and be sure to connect with Jonathan.
Cool, Jonathan. That's cool.
Yes.
So my cousin is Be Legit. So that's actually Brandon is actually my cousin. I know him and E40 really, really well.
Awesome.
So
cool. Well, thank you, Roland.
I'm not actually a rapper. That's just like people say that for some reason. Thank you.
Jonathan is a Hispanic E40, but let's keep it rolling. Bernardo, who's next?
Yes. Angel, you are up next. You are working on something really cool because you are in the pet space, which is the space that I am about to go into. So I was just looking at your website. I like it already. So go for it. You have 60 seconds.
All right, thank you, Bernardo. Thank you. So, hi everybody. My name is Angel. I'm the founder of Petorama. So, I have a corgi as seen from my profile photo, and I just wanted to get a corgi phone case back in 2017 because I love my corgi so much, and I had a really hard time finding great options in the market, and hence I created Petorama. Petorama is a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand producing pet-centric products for people to use. We are a brand for pet owners and pet lovers. As a pet owner for 30 years, I think the most important thing between pet owners and pets is the bond between us. Pet-centric product is a media for people to express their emotional bond with pets and at the same time strengthen it. When companies in the pet market focusing all their attention on things just for pets, like pet food, pet clothes, pet services, the emotional need for pet owners are neglected. So Petorama is a one-stop shop fulfilling this unmet need. Since we have 2018, we have developed over 1,000 SKUs with a customization line. At the end of 2021, our total revenue estimated is $1.5 million with 200% growth rate and increasing. To beat our competitors and stay strong, we have established a large and reliable supplier network in China to support our D2C model. We have also developed a very unique offline retailer program that turns local retail shops as our showrooms and sales channels. We have also taken an early step and built a follower base of 500K and exposure of 12 million new media accounts, especially on TikTok, supporting our marketing. So the market size for this is about 12.2 billion with a growth rate of 20%. And we currently have an early bird advantage in this pet-centric market, ready to scale and dominant. So if you believe in bonds between pets and their owners, we are raising for seed round, and we definitely would love to talk to you if you could offer us any kind of help. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Angel. So, Angel, quick question. As I'm looking at your website, is the only thing, the kind of product that you're offering, is it only like the pet figures, like the pet little kind of toys or figures? Do you offer something else or just a whole lot of different SKUs of pet figures?
So basically, if you can check out my profile, we have I have actually two brands under the company. One is called Nayo the Corgi, and the other one is called Petorama. So I'm actually raising funds to build a Petorama brand, and I'm going to fold the Nayo the Corgi brand to Petorama. We actually have over more skills in under Nayo the Corgi with more varieties like apparels, accessories, figurines, mats, home decors. We actually did really well on home decors for pet-centric products.
Okay, I see. So you're merging both companies. And what was the revenue, if you can share, for the last 12 months of Nayo the Corgi? Like, what's the reason why you're kind of like merging those two?
The revenue for Nayo the Corgi every month right now, because we are a gift brand, kind of a gift brand, so we are affected seasonally pretty, a lot. So regularly every month we have 200K to 300K sales, and then at end of the every year, like the last quarter, we normally have 600K sales per month. Yeah. And what's the next question? Sorry.
What is the reason why you are merging the two companies?
Because actually both of the brands are doing pet-centric products, and Petorama initially was just a high-end, we do 100% handmade figurines and we can customize, and that's a really niche market that cross over with collectibles and all other stuff. So but overall, I want to merge them into one big brand and offer people one-stop shop so that we have products covering more price range and more categories.
Okay, moderators?
I got a couple things for you, Angel. I grew up in Norco, so it looks like you're based in Ontario, California there. One of my customers is the largest furniture manufacturer one of the largest ones in the world, Marcor Furniture. They also have a distribution hub based in Ontario that you might want to piggyback on wholesale sales. The rest of the products really look very nichey. So when you're pitching and giving us a $12 billion market in pet figurines, it's hard to absorb that, but you get amazing kudos if you're producing the kind of revenue numbers that you're doing. But I would look to piggyback on some existing distribution networks in both furniture, as well as the freight issues of importing in China have become a major issue. So even piggybacking on some of the freight and getting containers through the ports and different things like that. But very good job.
Yes, great. Well, Angel, thank you so much for coming to pitch. Since you are not doing anything related to food or treats, at least not that I see, would certainly like to connect. That's the sort of the space that I'm going into. So if you want to shoot me a DM, would love to connect and see if there are some synergies. As we are in the very early stages of launching, but we could do maybe some sort of kind of like a joint venture or some sort of partnership that would be interested if you are interested in that. So reach out, Angel, and so thank you so much for coming to pitch.
That is a great offer, by the way. People do not gas up Bernardo enough. Bernardo is excellent at the e-commerce game. So if you've got some success, and it sounds like you do, Bernardo is one of the best people who I've ever met at some of the stuff in terms of going e-commerce brands. So you should absolutely take him up on any sort of offer to collaborate, would be my recommendation.
Yeah, exactly. So Bernardo, just to share with you that we actually realize what we are selling is totally 100% overlapping with what the pet industry players are doing, because for right now, PetSmart and Petco doesn't carry anything that we are selling, but actually we are sharing the exact same customer. So that's a really good collaboration if we can, complement each other.
Yes, certainly. Well, great. Well, thank you, Angel. You can just go to my bio and just send me a message on Instagram. That is the best way. So thank you, Angel, for coming to pitch, and I look forward to having some more conversations with you. Thank you for that. Yes, thank you. Cool. Moving on. Don Chris, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Oh, thank you, Bernardo, for the opportunity. My name is Don Chris. I'm the founder of CatchUp. CatchUp is an online platform that connects online users to nightlife industry in real time. So we literally help users be able to know what's happening in different venues in different cities in real time. Just imagine this. I know everyone here who always goes out. Maybe you have faced a problem of you want to go out, but you haven't, you don't know where to go, or you don't know even if maybe a venue is open or it's closed, especially now with COVID. So we're here to help you figure out, navigate that very nightlife ahead of time. So before you leave your house, you can literally be able to navigate all the venues around you in real time, be able to make that very informed decision ahead of time so that you can be able to have a good time. So we help users be able to make an informed and safe decision before they go out and have a good time. So we have been able to test the app. We have an application which is available on Android and iOS, whereby people can be able to download and be able to see different venues that are around their cities and make that very informed decision where they want to go. We based on 3 terms of music, crowds, and also test in terms of prices. And we give that very data points to users to be able to make their decision based on those very formats. So if you're interested in reggae music, you'll be able to see what kind of venues are playing reggae music. If you're interested in pop, be able to listen to different places and make that very informed decision whether you want to go to a given venue. Here looking for $150,000 in exchange for 10% to be able to scale. We have been able to test the platform in 2 countries, that is UK and Uganda, trying to see how best people react with it. That was last year when we were doing a beta testing to see how people react with it. We got feedback from it and we have been able to modify the app. We are ready to launch in the US. That's why we are trying to raise money to be able to do a launch. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Don Chris, but so at one point I had an app that was somewhat similar to this, but then obviously COVID hit, so we had to pivot because every single event got canceled. But what we kind of found was that in terms of like live streaming, is you're literally competing against Instagram, right? Because when people get to the club, they love taking out their phones and they want to show everybody that they're at the club and that they're having this really, really good time.
So while I see what you're doing, going head to head with somebody like Instagram or like Instagram stories is really, really tough. What is your kind of like method or kind of strategy to kind of like overcome that?
Yeah, thank you, Bernardo, for that. So what we are looking at is like we are looking at this very person who's not following a bunch of people who are like more okay. Like I want to go. I'm in a city like Los Angeles. I don't know where to go. If I go on Instagram and I put in Los Angeles, where will I go? It won't bring me clubs near me that are playing jazz music if I'm interested in jazz music. If I go on Instagram and put in jazz music, it won't be able to direct me to what's happening in that very place. It will show me what happened in different places last week, but it won't be able to show me what's happening right now if I'm trying to make that very decision. So that's where we are coming in to try to help that very user who's trying to make an immediate decision to go out in real time.
Right, but then, Don Chris, the issue that you're going to be facing again, because we face the same thing, is so we were focused on Miami, and Miami has a really good nightlife. But what we felt is, okay, if we're targeting all the people who are trying to figure out where to go in Miami, they would come for the weekend, right? Maybe potentially download the app, and then they would leave, right? And so then when they would leave, they would go back to Chicago or Wisconsin or wherever, and then they would not really have they wouldn't need the app unless we literally went after every single sort of big city in the US. So I hear what you're saying. I just think it's a lot harder than what you're thinking because of the fact that if people come to LA and these are the people that don't know anybody in LA, they'll be there for the weekend or a few days, and then they're going back to their hometown. And in their hometown, if you don't have those people also using the app there, they'll just forget about your app. And so you're acquiring users, but at the same time, you might acquire some users. You're going to lose these users really, really fast because they're just using your app for a very short period of time.
So, Bernard, just if you don't mind me replying that, so we are looking also in the perspective whereby someone may be planning to travel to Miami. Maybe they may not be able to use the app in real time right now, but they'll be able to figure out what's happening in Miami in real time. If I'm planning to go to Miami, maybe by summer of June. And it's right now we're still in April, so I'll be able to live stream all the venues in Miami. Now I'll be able to know where to get my Airbnb or my hotel near the venue that I want to go to. That way we are also still being able to provide value to that very user who's planning ahead of time of when I go to Miami, this is where I want to go. This is the very club I want to go to. So that's where we are looking at the very proposition in that very area of they may not use the app today or tomorrow if they download it, but they will be able to plan with the app if they are trying to travel to those very, specific cities that we are currently may be available. So that's how we are looking at it. Although we also anticipate to scale to all those different cities that we would want to be in ahead of time.
Hey, Don Chris, this is Christian. I'm in the travel industry. Bernardo is exactly right when he says about travelers. Even TripAdvisor, which is the biggest travel research company, they struggle to get downloads on the app. So I think it's a really difficult market for you for travelers. I actually really like it for locals though, and I think we've spoken before in this room or another room. But I love the idea of the niche and of searching for music. I see your competition as Google, but I think you can actually outdo Google with this music theme. So I think you can do some integrations with Google My Business, which is where probably the source of truth is for this information. And I think it's quite interesting. One last point is, if you haven't cracked the UK yet, I wouldn't look at the US. There's no reason you can't just sit in London and crack this thing. You've got a massive city there with as much nightlife as you need. So I would crack one market with locals before you start looking at coming in somewhere like the US, where it's really easy to get lost in the noise.
I would love to add what Christian Bernardo is saying right now. By the way, it's Phil Castro here. Did a couple million ARR in my mid to late 20s in my past life with this sort of business. Not exactly, it wasn't tech enabled, but it was more sort of lifestyle. And I was an event planner, and we threw events at like restaurants and bars. So very familiar with the space. And there's a couple of things that I just wanted to point out. Like if you want to bring the tech piece into it, number one, I would definitely triple tap on what Christian and Bernardo are saying regarding geolocation. Like you should focus where you're at right now and not go to 7 cities, 10 cities right now. Just focus on the city you're in and just dominate that and understand the market. Go to the events that you're throwing, talk to the users, get the feedback. Just flush out everything before you even want to go to a different market. That's number one. Number two, this business is really hard. So I don't know what your business model is, and maybe you said it, but I didn't hear it. But a lot of the times it's transactional. So a lot of the bar, restaurant owners, they don't really do B2B much, especially for like promotions. So that's another, uphill battle within itself. Then you have like the whole, cool factor, which, that might go away and bars close because of COVID or because maybe a restaurant's not cool anymore. So there's a lot of things going against you. So you just have to be like super smart on how you roll this out and what's your go-to-market strategy and just, where you're going to go in the next couple of years. And I would just really advise you to start local and try and find a niche and then spread out from there and not try to dominate the world tomorrow. Hopefully that helps. This is Phil.
Can I double tap on one thing that Phil said, and I have a thought for you, which is that I think there's a fundamental thing which you need here that is quite hard to get. You need a data set that is, what is the music playing at every club in London? I don't know if that data set exists in any single place anywhere right now, but if you can demonstrate that you have an ability to have just that data set, right, and however you collect it. Now, one way could be to go through the bars directly, but just to demonstrate that you can provide some sort of value to them where you can get that data set in return, allows you to do a lot of things, and building this app would be one of them. But if there is any way you could de-risk this business by just proving that you could get that data set first, I think it would go a long way in overcoming some of the very real concerns that everyone has pointed out, and you've got some real experts here in this space. So hopefully that's helpful as potentially a way to de-risk some of what they're talking about.
And Don, Chris, why we say this kind of stuff is, listen, so check this out. So we talk about this stuff all day, like startups, entrepreneurship, starting businesses, and a lot of this comes down to like the geo focus, and even more so with your typical business, your type of business, that you're trying to launch. And here's why, is because, if you're talking to someone that is in the US, you don't know their habits yet. You don't know like where they like to go. You don't know what they think. You don't know what they like to eat. You don't know the music they kind of play. But in regards to a 200-mile radius of where you're at, you know a lot about that. So it's easier to predict. It's easier to talk to people. It's easier to keep your ear to the street. It's easier to get the feedback. So you just want to go for the low-hanging fruit first and dominate that and be really good at it before you start spreading out and going worldwide. So I would just concentrate on local first, dominate it, and then start spreading out, because this is a hard business to begin with. So I would just really try and just figure out the baby steps, walk before you crawl. Crawl before you walk mentality.
Yep. Great. Well, Don Chris, thank you so much for your pitch. Again, I think you have some. You're working on something interesting. Again, I think for the people who are locals, then Instagram is your competitor, and people who are from out of town, then those people might get on your app for a few days, and then it's going to be hard for you to sort of keep them. But again, working on something pretty cool. I liked Spencer's idea about looking at kind of like sort of the different playlists. But definitely something that is tough to do because of kind of like existing players. And as Christian and I mentioned in the travel industry, that is always a sort of tough thing to do, to get users that are from out of town and then them to use something over and over and over, right? Because they're traveling or they just live somewhere else. So thank you, Don Chris, and wish you all the best.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And it's my pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Don Chris. Cool. Next up, Kim, you are up next. Are you ready?
I am, but can I ask a question before I proceed? I noticed that everyone else is talking about products and inventions. Is that what this is about? Because I have a business plan, but it's not an invention.
Well, this is so you can pitch your startup. So if you're have some sort of tech, or your e-commerce store, if you have some sort of product, it does. If you have an e-commerce store, and you're selling a product that is not necessarily an invention, but there's just some sort of uniqueness to it, then you are certainly welcome to pitch. As I'm looking at your, I don't see. I'm not sure exactly what you're going to be. Is that Paint Me Beautiful Nail Supply? Are
Yeah,
you pitching a? Is that it? What you're pitching?
yeah, but it's actually a brick and mortar and an app. So it's not either one of those, the e-commerce or a product.
So
So
you're pitching like a retail location?
yes, sir.
Okay. Um. Okay. We usually don't do those because those usually are not sort of like investable by the type of people that we
Okay,
have
Bernardo,
here.
you know
Yep.
what we could do though? Do you have a specific business question that we can potentially help you with? If you can do it real quick in a 60-second pitch of the question, I think that could be a way where maybe we can help you out today.
Well,
Because we do have some business experts
Lindsay on
on
the horse
stage.
here. I'd actually like to hear her pitch for this. I think it's interesting.
All right.
Oh,
Go for
great. Thanks.
it. Kim, you have Lindsay support, so go for it.
Thanks, guys. So I'm Kim Addison. I am a nail tech of 5 years. So when I started doing nails 5 years ago, there were no nail tech schools in my area, so I had to go to a nearby town to go to nail tech school. But since then, in the last 3 years, there have been 3 nail tech schools offered nearby in the area, and they produce about about 40 to 50 nail techs every 4 months. And due to social media, Instagram tutorials and YouTube tutorials, there have been a spike in aspiring nail techs and also nail enthusiasts who like to do it themselves, who are exploring nails on their own. And I just wanted to supply those people with the supplies that they need to do their nails and other people's nails. There currently is no there is one nail supply store in my area. It is very small and it is very new. The other ones are over an hour away in nearby towns. I just wanted to supply my community with nail supplies, nail products, and also a classroom to for ongoing education and networking with the community, the nail community. And that's it. That's all I had.
Lindsay, how about we start with you? Do you have a question or a comment?
I do. Hey, Kim, I think you actually have a really good idea here, and I want you to DM me. And I'm going to say something to everyone here. People like Kim are the reason we're all here. People who start a store. People that have a dream, they have an idea, they have something they want to bring back to their community, and something that they want to have access to themselves. And also something that's really important is to stand behind local small entrepreneurs, because they become the Walmarts, right? They become the PetSmarts and the Chewies and all these things that we go and visit. Think of Sally Beauty. Think of J.R. Watkins. If you want to watch an amazing Netflix show about a woman who stood up and became the first Black millionaire, this is the future. Kim's going to come and take her rightful place, and I can't wait to see it. I love what you're doing, Kim. You just got to think bigger. Think chain, think franchise, think international. Don't just start in Baltimore.
I appreciate it, Lindsay. I also actually I wanted to expand into manufacturing nail products. I also do have an idea for a practice nail hand. So I am just starting with this nail supply store in my area. But I
You
do have
keep going. You keep going. Tell Sally Beauty to move over because Kim's in town. And it's really good to control the source. You're very smart. Control the
Thank you,
source, you control the
Lindsay.
market, you control the distribution. I'm serious. You DM me.
Kim,
Lindsay on the horse. Done
I have
speaking.
an add-on idea here. I don't know if you've ever heard of an ISA. It's an income share agreement. It's what a lot of companies are using. A lot of startups are using to train coders and salespeople and marketing people. And these companies are getting tons of funding because all they're doing is basically using income share agreements instead of upfront payments to get people into jobs. If you're able to get a chain going or partner with local chains to train people and to do things and to like get people into jobs, you can use income share agreements and literally control the entire process and get access to people who otherwise would not have been able to pay for the classes. And income share agreements, there's a lot of services that'll help you manage that. I think that's a huge opportunity that you're presented with in this category.
I appreciate it a lot. Thanks, guys. And I will be DMing you, Lindsay.
I got one thing for you too, Kim. So one of my customers is NYX Cosmetics, and she blew that up from eyebrow pencils to an exit of $600 million. So Lindsay is dead on the money, as always. I would start with a focus. I would also start with that education, like you said, and start to look bigger than you are and really get inclusive on your social media and your digital footprint, so that, she basically started the Face Awards and got her content from her community, and they absolutely blew her up on her color palettes. So your nails look great already. I saw a couple of them on your Instagram. So really, really focus and just keep the vision alive.
Thank you, Richard. Thanks, guys.
Yes. Thank you, Kim, for your pitch, and Lindsay, thank you so much for those very, very encouraging words. Yes, I certainly agree. And Kim, you are onto something great. So thank you so much for coming to pitch. And my apologies for sort of questioning whether you should pitch or not. So I do. That was my fault. So thank you, Kim, for your pitch.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for letting me share.
Kim, you're getting a horse.
Yes, thank you, Kim. Okay, well, moving on, Bob, to Bob. You are up next. Bob, are you ready?
I am ready. How is everyone?
Cool. We're doing well. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. My name is Bobby Martin, and I am looking for some CEOs, some chief energy officers to help me feed the world and employ millions of mothers. So one of my mottos is free the food and we'll free the people. And my idea is called Mum's Kitchens. And I think we can all agree the most important job in the world is a job for a mother. And we can also agree that nothing beats a good meal from Mum's Kitchen. So this platform that I'm building is going to connect stay-at-home mums and dads to make food in their own homes and connect that with other hungry people. So I see a massive need for a reshuffle of the kind of the food industry now, with the kind of hit that the cocoa has given the world, and I really want to kind of systemize this in a much more efficient way, kind of like farm to face. So once I vision this platform kind of taking over, we're going to be able to kind of leverage off the back of that and get kind of ingredients from farms to these mothers, and kind of cut out those middlemans. So this is an idea that is very kind of new. It's come out of probably the world's only festival that's running at the world here in Australia, and there's hope for the world for us to get back to a place of unity and common unity. And so this app is going to, I think, create millions of jobs as well. And I want to create and kind of bring in some a VR aspect of it, so a mother can film herself cooking the food, like her own little cooking show, and then after she's cooked her meals, she can take photos of them, upload them to the app, and then anyone in that area can drop into that map and see where a meal is, and they can order it, and then the already delivery, hundreds of delivery drivers that are doing the Uber Eats and the menu log can just download that app and then also do the delivery as well, so that the whole kind of distribution line's already there that we could kind of leverage off, and also just having a certain kind of course which each mother would have to go through and make sure that that their kitchen is up to date and all that, to be able to be a provider of nutrients to their people. So that is me, and I am complete.
And Bob, sorry, did you say what your traction is?
Which attraction? Sorry.
Well, your attraction on your product, on your app.
Yeah, what my traction is. So you guys are the first ones to hear this app. So this idea is a founding idea that is just being created. So I'm looking for maybe like 0.5% from this business, and I've kind of transcended, and I don't need to make money anymore. So I'm trying to kind of just be kind of a CEO, chief energy officer to this, and I'm opening the doors up. I've got a pretty amazing kind of network to distribute and market this out with some key kind of Hollywood figures and some. So yeah, I'm just looking to kind of build the foundations of this app, and I'm focusing on maybe getting Oprah to promote this for me. I've done a fair few social kind of hacks and gotten in the field of some very powerful people in the world. So it's a big call to be able to kind of get this going. But we've seen how an idea can spread through the world like cocoa, and how fast the world can change. So I think this is going to bring more ceremony to the food and more motherly love to everyone, when that's what the world needs right now. And I've had a calling, and I'd like to thank Spencer's Air that fed this idea into me at this festival. Some beautiful frequencies were flowing through me, and
Okay. Bob, I'm just going to say 3 things because I want to hear from the other mods. But 1, I think your profile picture is pretty cool. Number 2 is I think you saying that you are extreme biohacker makes me want to work with you. That's pretty cool. And number 3, you can do a 1-arm handstand. I've been calisthenics a while, but if you can do a 1-arm handstand, then that takes a lot of dedication. Just thought I just wanted to say that you seem like a very, very cool person. Moderators, who has some thoughts or questions?
I would love to jump in here. Bob, first off, I love you. Awesome energy, but I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly in a short version. The good, you are just amazing. You're an amazing person, obviously. I mean, everything you said was awesome. You have good vibes to you. Your profile picture is amazing. Your idea is amazing, but here's where the bad portion comes in. Ideas that sound amazing really mean jack shit, because there's a lot of background activity that goes on that actually means execution. So what you just said is going to be really tough in regards to the execution of, buying food from moms in, geographical restricted areas. So you're going to have to put it on Instagram or whatever the platform is that's showcasing it. The person's going to have to deliver it. It's going to have to be fresh. The person's going to have to know about it. It's going to be very transactional. I don't want to say it's impossible, because it's certainly not, but it's definitely difficult for what you're talking about. So like high level, it's a great idea, but bringing it down to the actual execution is going to be really, 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 really tough. So that's the bad portion. And the ugly, which I promised you, good, bad, and ugly, I don't think Oprah is going to pick this up unless it has amazing traction, because everything that I've seen so far that Oprah has backed up has just been doing banana numbers. Like, it's just been absolutely astronomical in regards to growth and popularity. So that's my 2 cents. I think what you're doing is awesome. I think you're awesome, but I would think you just need to work on the execution portion a little bit more.
Yeah, thank you so much for your feedback. And I hear you, but I hear also my guide saying doubt cancels the abundance. So
Hell yeah, you're right. So tell me how you're going to get your first 1,000 people to love you and use it 200 times in the next quarter.
Well, I'll probably be messaging people like maybe Kelly Slater and Adrian Grenier and Wim Hof and a few other people, and drop a big marketing kind of scheme on the world. And once the process to be able to download the app, and mum's just got to keep cooking, and then as they post their photos, more and more people will join the app and start to find effortless flow to when they're driving home, instead of, they can just look on the app and see that Karen's cooked an amazing lasagna and she has it ready, and you can just order it, and it gets picked up by the Uber driver and then delivered to your house. Yeah.
So would you partner with Uber and Uber
Yes,
Eats and
100%.
all the? Okay, that's what that was my next question.
No ego. I've got no ego. I'm not trying to profit from this. I don't. As I said, I've been a burner for long enough to see the world and how the world can feed everyone when we all unite. And I think I had this very clear vision of us all sitting back laughing at the fact that we used to exchange money for food. How do we get to this point when we used to just pick it off the trees and feed each other? So in my mind, it's already happened, and I think I would love for us all to kind of unite and connect our minds and our connections to make this dream come alive, because it's so needed right now. I was blown away by that number of 250 million people going into poverty due to this. So I've also got a kind of I used to work on super yachts and stuff, so I'm trying to think of I've created a marketing plan to speak with Mr. Gates and see if I can kind of get on his super yacht and have a conversation with him to so
Great.
I've got some dreams.
Well, Bob, I do want to make sure we keep going. So thank you for pitching your idea. Love your energy and your vibe. And if you want to shoot me an Instagram DM, would love to be connected with you. From hearing you talk and some of the things you do, and just looking at your Instagram, you seem like a very, very interesting person. So would love to kind of chat more also on what you're doing with your app. So thank you, Bob, and feel free to connect. Would love to connect on my side. But great connecting with you. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you so much, everyone, and follow us on Instagram, and much love. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes, thank you, Bob. Cool. Moving on to the next person. Before I move on, I know we have a couple of two mods, and then Alice, I'll go over to you. William and Brandon. William, are you there? And can you do a quick intro?
Hi, yes, I'm here. I'm William Du from Malaysia. Thanks for bringing me on stage. I have a new ESG fund that invests in food and food processing and also the farming. And we also invest in fintech and education businesses. So the only issue is we only invest, our mandate only covers Southeast Asia at the moment, but we can actually link up with investors based in US and Europe. Done speaking, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, William. And Brandon, are you there?
Yes, hello. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for having me here. I'm new to the group, so thanks for letting me join. I really appreciate that. My name's Brandon Mitchell. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I have a hedge fund business, and I have an angel investing background, a bit of work in the VC space, and interested to hear everybody's pitches here and provide feedback and see if there's anything I can add of value. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Brandon, for joining us. I see we have two more mods. Let's keep going with the pitches, and I'll come back to you guys. Alice, are you ready? Alice?
I didn't get to go.
Okay. Let me pull to refresh. Antoine. Oh yes, Antoine. Sorry, I just pulled to refresh, and I do see you. Sorry. My apologies. Antonisha. So Antonisha, you are up next. Antonisha, I just want to be sure. What you are offering that is not is that an MLM or is that something separate?
I have two separate businesses,
Okay.
but I'm a proud multi-level marketing, yes.
Okay. I do have to say that from an MLM standpoint, there are a lot of different rooms on Clubhouse, but this room would not be the right one for if you're going to talk about some of your other businesses. That's fine, but for an MLM business, this would not be the right room for that. Mhm.
Okay, no problem.
So if you want to talk about some of your two other businesses, then you are welcome to do that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Antoinisha. I'm a travel specialist, so I arrange luxurious travel packages. I have the best vacation packages available. So if you are looking for a vacation or a holiday getaway, please DM me on IG, and I'll be more than happy to arrange your vacation.
All right, that was gotten a little too close to pitching an MLM, so I hope you guys don't mind that I moved her down there.
Okay. So yes, I was hoping that she would pitch some of her other two businesses, but yes, she was clearly talking about her MLM. So anyway, we are gonna keep going. Alice, are you there? Alice? Alice, okay. Alice is not there. Michelle, are you there?
Yes.
Great. Michelle, you are up next. Go for it. You have 60 seconds.
We all love a freshly made bed, but no one wants to make it. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle Whitus, founder of Toasty Sheets. Making the bed is such a chore. That top sheet constantly comes undone, and you have to lift a heavy mattress to tuck it back in. It's difficult for everyone, especially the disabled, elderly, and children. I should know. I'm a mom of two, and making a bed in our house was torture. Until one day, we went on vacation, and I accidentally packed two fitted sheets, and Toasty Sheets was born. Toasty Sheets is a new top sheet that stays in place while you sleep. It's made with an elastic seam bottom that fits perfectly every time. No more tucking and folding corners, and you can instantly tell the top from the bottom. They go on and stay on. Our top sheet is the perfect solution to making beds in seconds. I've also realized when my dad was in a nursing home, immobile, this was the solution to keeping him tucked in. We are the first top sheet in the market designed for smarter bed making. Our patent pending sheets are 100% organic cotton at 20% less than our competitors. There's an industrial use for our sheets as well. In hotels, faster linen changes equals faster room turnover. And in nursing homes, secure sheets equal less room calls. In 2018, the U.S. home bedding market was $13 billion, and by 2025, it will reach $18.5 billion. So far, I've put in over $55,000 into the company, launching online in February, and have had $8,500 in sales with a 70% gross profit margin. The feedback has been amazing, and we've received repeat customers. We're raising $750,000 and are looking for a strategic partner to increase inventory production and to expand our marketing efforts. I'm Michelle Whitus with Toasty Sheets. Thank you. Now, who's ready for bed?
Thank you for that, Michelle. Moderators, who has a question or a comment?
Lindsay on the horse here. So, Michelle.
Yes.
I like you because you're with Jonathan, so you get a horse pass. So you can send me a DM, and I think we can fix your pitch a little bit. Here's the thing: people like the way you sell something very common, because that's like the world I live in, the common old gold, like nothing is really new under the sun sort of world. Because you're selling sheets, and yes, you have a new feature, but nobody cares that much about the feature because they care more about sleeping, right? So you want to come from the sleeping kind of direction and then into the feature. because you kind of play up the feature like it's like a spaceship and it's only sheets. So I don't mean to say that in a mean way, but it's sort of like a 3.0 sheet, which no one's even able to make their bed anyway, especially me. So like we're just not thinking that much. Now there are people that do, and they'll probably pay double what you're asking. But the mass market is looking for the same old thing they always have with like a tiny little better mousetrap change. And honestly, there's a scientific way to do this. There's about 8 steps, but we don't have time for that here. But if you send me a DM, just send me a DM that says pitch, and I'll send you my little blueprint for that. And I have some videos and stuff online about it. But it's literally how I made every product I've ever sold successful. And you'll always see how my pitches sort of go at that exact sort of system when you kind of break them down. They're always the same. It doesn't matter what the item is. So anyway, I sold millions of sheets, by the way, just as 500 thread count to 2,000 thread count to, I'm sure you saw them on every street corner, but we sold a lot of this. So anyway, just one feature. Focus
Thank
on
you.
that. Lindsay on the horse. Goodbye.
Wonderful. That was a really great offer. Thank you, Lindsay, for that. Michelle, be sure to take Lindsay up on that offer. Any other one last question or comment from the moderators?
I'll go. Michelle, good job. You're getting so much better at your pitch. Just need to do it a little bit faster, like in the tone and like the cadence. But I think from the messaging standpoint, you definitely take Lindsay up. And yeah, Michelle's part of the Founder Streams Accelerator. So, thanks for coming up and great job representing.
Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you, Michelle. If anybody is interested in what Michelle is working on, be sure to reach out to her. And Michelle, congrats on being on Jonathan's accelerator, and congrats on what you're building. And also be sure to connect with Lindsay as she has some added advice. So thank you, Michelle. Cool. Great. Thank you, Michelle. Cool. Moving on to Paul. Paul, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thanks for having me on.
Cool. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Hey guys, my name is Paul DeZerzi, and I'm the founder of AccuSpike. We sell acupressure tools. In 2 years, we've sold thousands of units, partnered with professional athletes, expanded our product line, and closed the deal on the Dragon's Den. We built a robust e-commerce platform with loyal customers from all across the world, and we're just getting started. Our scientifically proven lineup of acupressure products is designed to relax tense muscles and calm stress. Currently we have 5 SKUs, but we're actively expanding our product line. And I'd love to field some questions if you guys have some. We're currently seeking around $500,000 at a $500,000 at a $5 million valuation. A little jittery, guys. Sorry, I've been in quarantine for like 4 months. I haven't spoken to anyone. A little hesitant. So I appreciate you guys having me here.
Yes. Thank you, Paul. Paul, just out of curiosity, where have you been in quarantine for 4 months?
Well, I've just been isolating, sorry, and kind of haven't really seen too many people, and I've just kind of been laying low. So it's my first human interaction in quite some time, so had to catch myself there. But so actually about 1.5 years ago, we launched our products on the Dragon's Den. We had a great showing there. We were very fortunate to partner with the lovely Arlene. I obviously have much admiration for her. We entered her accelerator program around this time last year. COVID was pretty challenging for us off the bat, but we quickly adapted. We optimized our Shopify channel quite significantly, and our sales are growing month over month, and we have a pretty cool story to tell from an e-commerce perspective. And we focus on a health and wellness niche, and self-care tools are obviously quite popular right now in terms of people trying to optimize their health without personal trainers or wellness coaches and such.
Got it. Interesting. So you were on Dragon's Den, and you have worked with Arlene. Interesting.
Can I ask Arlene? I'm curious what your pitch of their company is, since you're an investor. If you want to speak on their behalf, I'd love to hear your opinion, since we have you here, and what you've definitely seen them go through their growth as a company. So I'm curious your thoughts.
Sure, absolutely. first of all, they came in, Paul and his partner came into the accelerator when they were just getting started and really have grown significantly as entrepreneurs. They had a good idea, and what they've done is they've taken the good idea and they've leveraged it into new products and innovation and expanded their product line. I think that they, especially now with the stress relief and the kind of people's attention on their bodies, I think they're onto something that's quite interesting. They do need, they need to get more attention. They need to get scaling faster now that they've reached the point that they have, and I think that they probably could benefit from some A capital, B D to C, but I'm a big fan of Paul's. They work hard and athletes themselves, and they're really great guys. So I think as entrepreneurs they've got what it takes to go the long run, and I'm a fan.
Well, if Arlene's a fan, then Paul, reach out to me. Let's throw some time in the calendar. I'd love to learn more.
Lindsay on the horse here. I think I'm supposed to be talking to you per Arlene, but I just spent a little bit of time on your site, and I just had a question. What is your pitch when you have it live? Like if you were to interact with somebody, what's like? Can you tell us that real quick?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I tell people it's essentially a bed of nails. People are kind of familiar with the plastic acupressure mats. Our products are the only ones built with high-grade metals. So we use silver, zinc, iron, copper, and nickel. They're antimicrobial metals, and they also have ionic charges. So when you lie on the mat or stand on the mat, what people like to do, you'll feel a rush of warmth to whatever area you're on. So say you lie on your bed and you lean back on the mat while you're watching Netflix. After 30 minutes, you'll pull the mat off and you'll feel a rush of relief to the area, as well as a lot of warmth. So you see like the skin flushing, and it's
So hold on, wait a minute. Okay, so there's a lot of things going on there. So bed of nails. I'm not good at pitch, and I understand the point, but I could literally cringe when you said that. So.
No, yeah, I mean it's something that it's an eye-catching product. So if you look at my profile picture, you can see kind of it
right, but we can see that, we can hear that. What I'm saying is that we should probably make it. I mean, again, we'll talk with you like offline, but definitely don't want to start your pitch out with it's like a bed of nails. Maybe something more familiar, like that's more positive and doesn't sound like death, right? Just
so it's the technical application. It's an acupressure mat. The term isn't too familiar, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's a niche space, and sometimes when we show them the product with kind of a little bit of humor attached, we're like, yeah, it kind of looks like a bed of nails, but don't worry, it's actually quite, can bring you a lot of relief. So it's to give you that context, it's a little different with the tone, what you can actually see.
But it's going to depend really heavily where you put that, right? Because humans have 10 different cognitive biases. It's proven. If you can, in the first 7 seconds of a pitch, you're going to disarm 3 of them if you make what you have sound familiar, not scary. You can never compel fear until the point in time when they have passed proof and belief. It's psychological. If they haven't already believed in you and trust you, you cannot. You can't inject fear. You're literally giving them an objection to walk away from you. Anyway, Lindsay.
That makes a lot of sense. That definitely makes a lot of sense.
You can insert it somewhere else with a trusted, when somebody's turned, you know what I mean? Like you're handing their credit card or something, but I wouldn't say it. You don't need to. People aren't that dumb in this country, and in the world, they actually use things like that more frequently other places. So I think you have a shot, but your pitch is trash. We got to fix it. You have a good item though, and I love that Arlene invested in you because she probably saw a lot of potential, because the ball and the mat could be huge. I mean, I've sold a lot of fitness items and health and wellness items, and it's nice, it's small, it fits the profile for being able to be shipped. I'm sure you've been successful in markets.
Yeah, I mean, we've undoubtedly validated the market at this point. I mean, we did 700,000 in sales last year. We've done 300 this year, which is we're up 400% on our Shopify store than this time last year. All of our metrics are up. Our average order value is $150 US. So, I mean, we definitely know how to sell these things. We have some issues on the supply chain side, and we're obviously trying to work those kinks out as we move forward. But I mean, in terms of validating the market and understanding who our customer is, we've done that 10 times over at this point.
Yes, so that's sort of something that's important to think about. Like, so you may be being successful in this market where people really understand the product, and undoubtedly, I'm sure you are. The more well-informed customer, let's say, but at the average, American, let's just say American consumer that shops in Walmart, the kind that'll purchase your product like on the seen on TV shelf or something, because it could obtain that kind of placement if it had significant media. They're not that person. You're correct, where they don't understand acupuncture, but they certainly don't want to feel like it's nails. They want to feel like it's something that's soothing. So there's just other names, you could use, or maybe soften something about it. But what I'm saying is that group, if you can dumb it down, they'll buy a lot, especially if you have something that's very easy to work with. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same name product. It can be different. That's what we do in the seen on TV business. I mean, I have a product I knocked off 200 times. And it's the same exact thing, just different configurations, different boxes. But, we sold 500,000 of one, 1 million of another one. That's because we isolated the messaging that the audience wanted. Sad thing, most entrepreneurs become cognitively biased to their own success. They sold, a few $100,000 or $1 million or $10 million, and they think, oh, I know how to sell everybody. And sorely they're only meeting maybe a 0.5 point to 1% of the market. And there's another 99% of people that might say yes, if you educated them. Anyway, the other person speaking.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously some great feedback. We're still relatively new to this. We're only 2.5 years in, and I'm trying to learn every day of the e-commerce scene, and it's good feedback because I'm always open to kind of broadening my perspective on how to kind of acquire more customers, and there's obviously a lot of ways to do it.
Great. Paul, thank you so much for
real quick. One of the comments I just want to make that I think is interesting in this room is Lindsay on the horse, Arlene, Julie, and myself, and many others come from sort of marketing backgrounds, and I think it's really cool to see, at least from my perspective, how some of the greatest advice gets given on the stage is you just had like a CMO of a really big company or someone who really knows their shit give you some really great marketing advice. I think it's one of the cool things that happens here is, and it's really everyone just looking to give back and use their expertise to help each other out. And so I thought that was super cool, the advice you gave, because I thought it was spot on, and I like to see some, it's just cool to me to see what goes down in this room sometimes.
Undoubtedly, I agree, and I have to throw in a little plug because I believe in my product. So I did make a Clubhouse discount for everyone here. If they do want to purchase, you can get 30% off, and that's valid anytime. I don't want to just promote it, but I think you guys will enjoy it. So that's available.
Nothing wrong with the hustle, Paul. Nothing wrong with the hustle.
Great. Cool. Well, thank you, Paul. And for anybody that is interested in Paul's product, he is giving it 30% off, and you would just use the coupon code. Is that Clubhouse?
Yeah, Clubhouse, all lowercase, one word.
Cool. Clubhouse, all lowercase. When you go to Paul's website, his Shopify website, and you're at checkout, be sure to use the word Clubhouse, all lowercase, and you get 30% off one of the AccuSpike products, which look very, very cool, and who was also on Dragon's Den. So, Paul, thank you so much for your pitch.
Really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Thank you, Paul. For everybody, again, in the audience, be sure to check that out, and you will get 30% off from off of Paul's store. Moving on to Name Lokai, or Name Lokai. Did I say that right?
Hi, Bernardo. Yes, you said it right.
Okay, great. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Lindsay, I love you. That's why I came up, because you pulled me up. I appreciate you. So for me, I'm going to ask you guys a question that I'm going to put a pitch in it. Did you know that in the United States, female genital mutilation is happening? Yes, you heard that right. Some of the clients that you're serving, your employees, have survived this horrific culture of abuse and could really use your support as a corporate person so that you can be able to grow your business. Because most corporations nowadays and most entrepreneurs nowadays, they tie compassion with their business. So I'm here to invite any of you that is willing to dig deep and help me be able to bring awareness in the United States about this horrific culture. In time, your business will be one of the business futures as one of the business that is bringing love and light and helping survivors find their voice. My voice was taken away when I was at the age of 11. My clitoris was cut then, and I got it back in 2 years ago at the age of 43. That has been able to help me be able to get self-esteem, perform well in my line of work, and be able to add value. That is the same value that I know your business will be able to add in women's values, that's survivors of female genital mutilation. So if you're here and you're looking to grow your products, to grow your business, where people will flock in, buying business because they know you care for someone, they know you love people and you give back to your community. I'm your girl, Namelokai. Saint Kira, a survivor of female genital mutilation, teaching diversity and cultural sensitivity for all corporate people who are willing to work with diverse population. I'm complete.
Yes, thank you. Moderators, Lindsay, would you like to go first? Lindsay, are you there? Maybe she stepped out for a second. Any of the other moderators, do you have a question or a comment?
If you don't mind me chiming in real quick, I just wanted to get a little bit of clarity on what the offering is or what the ask is.
All right. Thank you so much, Brandon. Brandon, the offer is, okay, let me start with the offer. The offer is Namilokai with with my new LLC, registered LLC, the Lioness Fire. I will be able to bring to your community, to your employees and to your community, the act of self-care, the act of self-love, the act of diversity that is desperately needed in this community so that you can be able to grow your business. Because what we've seen, COVID-19 has shown us that the lack of compassion is what is killing a lot of businesses. Any business that is showing compassion to the minority is getting a lot of traction. That is what I can bring to you. And my ask is for entrepreneurs who would like to work with me so that we can be able to educate the community about this horrific culture happening right here in your neighborhood that people don't know. You're going to be giving back value, giving voices to oppressed population, and your business is going to be flying like everything. It's going to catch traction all over, and you will be that business person that is being seen as a kind business person, and a lot of people I love to give to small business people who are giving back to their community. This is Namelokai. I'm complete.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Namelokai. Do we have any other last comments or questions for Namelokai? Okay. Well, Namelokai, thank you so much for your pitch. And you have so much passion in the way you pitch, and obviously you have so much passion for what you're doing. So really, really, congratulations on that, and keep doing what you're doing. Really, really an awesome cause for sure.
Hey, Bernardo. I just wanted to say, Namlokai, and to anybody in the room, sometimes, first of all, it's very late, so some of us are a bit tired. But to be fair, sometimes we just really don't know, we don't understand the product, or we really just don't have expertise in the area that you're operating in. So please don't misinterpret silence as any kind of rejection necessarily. It's very well possible that if I'll speak for myself, if I really don't understand the place that you're operating in and the product that you're selling, I don't want to just speak to hear myself speak and offer bad advice. So don't misinterpret silence as a bad sign necessarily. This is Julie, and I hope that's helpful.
Hey, Julie, thank you so much for saying what you said. Hey, believe me, rejection to me is protection, my love. I have come this far to be able to increase, be able to add value to anyone who feels their voice is being silenced. So I love rooms like this ones because you know what? A lot of business people love to hear, even if they cannot be able to help me or they don't know how to help me. I guarantee you someone learned today about female genital mutilation, and that's all what my goal is to teach. This is Namelokai. I'm complete.
You're wonderful.
Yeah, this is Christian. I just want to say what Julie said exactly. I think I don't feel qualified, which is why I'm not speaking. And I think a lot of people feel the same. So I know it's tough when it's silence and it does feel like nobody's interested. But absolutely, I think what you're doing is a great cause, and I wish you the best. 100%.
Namelokai, you're awesome. Lindsay on the horse here. Hey, you know what? I was going to second what Julie and Christian says, but I'm gonna help you take it farther. You know what you are? You're a category creator. That's why no one knows what shelf to put you on. So here's what you got to do, because you got to get that land and you got to get that charity going and you got to do your work. So you need to get some products and you need to sell those products. And I think they should be all things from where you're from to help support the people that you're trying to help. You send me a DM, okay? I think you could get a Shopify store up and you can make some t-shirts and sell all kinds of stuff and speak your message here on Clubhouse and get a lot of people to follow what you're doing. You're like the new thing. You're like the culture church. They've just never heard about this, like having causes and making that your church and your work. That's what you are. All right?
Just no selling lions or other endangered species, please.
Hey, in my culture, we protect lions. That's why I'm the lioness. My culture does not kill lions. If you came to our place and try to hunt, they will hunt you, not the animals. We protect the animals. Lindsay, thank you so much. I literally came to this room because of you. Because last time you told me to come to your room so you can help me write a pitch. I inboxed you. Please respond to my inbox. I love you.
Okay, I'll get the horses on it. They've been really busy this week, but I'll tell them that they were bad and they forgot. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So, Nimalokai, thank you again for your pitch. And I think you got some really great feedback. And keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, as Julie and Christian said, sort of the silence and like Lindsay said, you are a category creator, which I think is awesome. Awesome description of what you are. As given the space that you are in. So thank you, Nemalokai. I am going to move forward with Sky. Guys, I feel like people keep bringing other people in the room. I would like to also, because I have to travel tomorrow. So we will try to move through sort of the remaining pitches pretty fast. So Sky, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Cool. Thank you guys for being up late and allowing us to speak and pitch our companies. Yeah, so my name is Sky. I'm the founder of Pressful. We're solving the pain point startups have, which is getting press coverage. Our platform allows customers to get on-demand video interviews with journalists without having to pitch them or pay thousands of dollars to PR firms. We then distribute that video over to 75 news outlets for only $2.99. We just launched this year and have over 200 customers on our platform with over 1,500 journalists. I'm looking for a strategic partnership that can bring on some value to what we're doing in this space. We're basically taking over the PR space and making it better with video interviews.
Okay. And so, Sky, could you just repeat again? What is it that you're doing differently than everybody in the space?
Yeah, so PR agencies, what they do is they charge a retainer to get their clients press, and then they usually take 30 days to get the ball rolling. Our platform is an on-demand platform for a startup to come to our platform, select a journalist to interview them about their product, business, or whatever it is. And it's happening. It could happen like literally right tonight if you choose a journalist who's available. So that happens in video, remotely online, so you can be anywhere in the world. And our pricing is very affordable. Then once the video is over, we edit it, make it look very professional. Then we distribute that out to all the outlets. And you're going to get coverage on minimum 75 news outlets like Yahoo News, Market Watch, and a couple of our other partners.
Okay. Interesting. Who has done a lot of PR from the mods?
Greg has.
Uh,
Julie has.
Julie?
I'm not sure what the ask is, I guess. Would you clarify that for us?
Yeah, my ask. Well, really, I'm not looking for funding. I'm more looking for just a strategic partner to come on to bring on some value to what we're doing in the space. Someone that has PR in their background, or has a portfolio of startups who need PR. I know everybody on the mods. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot of startups you work with that need PR, need press, and that can benefit from utilizing our services. So any type of partnership like that is definitely greatly appreciated.
I'm not sure. I personally can't take on an advisory role with you all, but I'm happy to help you as I can if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Scotty, you're the real deal. Steve down here, DM me.
I actually I think, Scott, you presented at our OC Masterminds group before, if I remember right, out here in Orange County on Zoom. I just remember, I remember really liking your pitch the first time. Like, I was like, wow, I really liked the direction and everything that you pitched last time. And that didn't seem to resonate as well tonight. And I think it was just, maybe it was the late night or whatever it is, but I just wanted to give, anybody who was thinking about talking to you or dealing with you, that your first pitch was awesome the first time I heard it. And I just was just giving you kudos.
Can I ask one question that I guess maybe I missed a little bit? Do you have so you have a lot of customers? Do you have any like evidence of success from those customers? Have you hit that 75 out of 75 every time? I mean, there's got to be some variance in the success rate, right?
Right, Spencer. So basically, every customer gets their own portfolio on the platform. They get their own like dashboard. They sign in. They can see access to every site that picked them up, and minimum 75 outlets pick them up. But we got like 130 on. You can go up to 130 or 200 outlets who cover each one of the clients who utilize our services.
Are you basically trying to position it as a cameo for PR, for basically video PR?
Yeah, you can say that. I guess, it's a little like Cameo. You can select your journalist, and journalist does that one-on-one video interview with you. I guess it's like Cameo a little bit.
Oh, you mean like Clubhouse for press? Yeah, send me a DM. And by the way, I really think what you have actually is interesting because you're doing it on one-offs. It looks like on your website. It's good. It's good business, maybe. But send me a DM. Lindsay on the horse.
Lindsay on a horse. Okay, thank you, Lindsay.
It's Guy. What's your traction so far? Just because I kind of remember from the first time you've had 200 customers so far. What's your turnover rate? What's your repeat business rate? All those kind of things, just to get a feel of the traction from the first time to this time.
Yeah, from that time last we talked, we have 500 in queue who's waiting to utilize the platform. We actually had to kind of stop taking on customers because we had too many and we didn't have enough editors to edit the video, because that's our main thing is editing, or is the video that we offer. So right now we're kind of raising but not raising. We're just more so as building a team of editors to handle all the video interviews that we got. But we have 500 in queue who's waiting to get their video interview, if that makes any sense.
Is that editing being done onshore or offshore? There's a ton of offshore video editing and content.
I know. I have a call tomorrow with actually a company who's local to Utah who does editing for fairly low, but our editors are in Santa Monica, LA. So, but
Hey,
I'm looking to fix that problem. Yeah.
Sorry, I just have to say something. Scott, I think you're awesome, and you got to DM me and just don't even talk about it anymore. This is big. So I just want to say to all of you here, the several people that came on this stage that had small businesses, that had something that sounded like something you've already heard, all are probably the most profound pitches I've heard tonight. Like, you've heard from Kim, who's possibly going to be the next Sally Beauty. Now you're hearing from Sky, who's like the next Ted Turner. Like, get it together. Like these are the things that are right under our nose that we forget about. Thank you, Sky. I'm interested. Send me a DM.
Lindsay, I really do appreciate it. I talked to a VC yesterday who reached out to me, and then they turned around and said, we can't invest because you guys don't have enough traction for us, which is confusing because we're just a startup. But I look for people that look like, invest into Cameo, who believe in the business and can see the growth of where they're going.
I can
and
totally
I think that's
see
what
it.
we're
It's
doing.
like the next hardball. It's very interesting because if you networkize it, if you make products, if you pull in, again, if you have a ranking system, I mean, there's a lot of things that I actually have I already own software to like latch on, honestly. And I've thought about this before. So just send me a DM. You have a
I'm on
great,
it.
you have a great sound to your voice. You have a great look. You have a great, you have a good profile for a business right now. And you're very
Thank you.
pertinent. And I look at the TikTok generation, I look at the money that we're making in TikTok, and things like Clubhouse and TikTok are the future. It's about demonstrating what we know. It's about valid information. It's about, having peers that have dialectic opinions. It's the future. So yeah, send me a DM.
I'm on it, Lindsay. Appreciate it.
Hey, Sky. This is Tom Mays representing Squadra Capital from Vancouver, Canada. Apologies, our website is currently down, but we're automating our accounting systems at the moment. But if you could just reach out to me, I personally or Squadra Capital won't be investing, but I have some network connections for you for sure. So reach out.
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you.
Great. Well, Sky, thank you so much for your pitch, and be sure to connect with the different mods with Lindsay and Tom. Yes, some really really awesome potential in what you're working with on
And
Spencer.
yeah, no, I would just say, Sky, DM me as well. I want to learn a little bit more, see your case studies. And I wanted to echo what Lindsay was saying. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like there's been a really high quorum of really excellent companies tonight, with working on really interesting things, and more so even just in interesting companies, really incredible founders. So I'm super stoked. Tonight's been awesome. But I have like a bunch of meetings scheduled now because I just like want to learn more about what everyone's working on, and this is awesome. I'm super excited.
Same, it's crazy, Spencer. I think like what it is, and again, I think Bernardo and many of the other mods here can attest to this. And those of you in the audience, many of you know this app and have been on it for a while, but the algorithm's getting smarter is what it is. So you're starting to compel and attract into clubs like the Startup Club here with this great title, people that are really good because the audience is aligning, right? And that's part of this. It's like the stars are aligning. It's not a thirsty, index type of an experience here. It's a impulse experience that charges you up with dopamine and makes you stay engaged. And again, the people that are in this room are aspiring to be, in some sort of space like maybe the people on the stage or their opinion of the people on the stage or what they see on Forbes magazine or, all the different things that they hope to aspire to. So we're directly aligned with each other's advantages. And that's what's actually playing out in the algorithm as you're sitting here using it, which is quite interesting. And it has to do with your behavior, who you ping in, a lot of things. We don't know all that yet, but it's very exciting. Anyway, Lindsay on the horse.
Lindsay on the horse. You want to hear a really cool statistic? And I just want to share this with the room. This room is one of the longest average stay time rooms of any room I've ever seen on Clubhouse. It's about 30 minutes. People stay on average per like unit of person who comes to this room. And it's one of the chill vibes here. Everyone in this room is just kind of hanging out, listening, and we get into real discussions. And I think it's super cool because usually the rooms are like 5 to 12 minutes, like 12 minutes being like a really good stay length. But people hang out here longer, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, let's give it up for Bernardo for making such an awesome space. Give it my clap if you're still awake. Yay, Bernardo.
Woohoo!
And make sure you're following the Startup Club. Hit the green house on the right-hand side if you can still see it. And also pull on Bernardo's face and hit his bell. Ring his bell so you know when he goes live again. Back to you, Bernardo.
Thank you, Lindsay, and yes, thank you for all the mods for being here. Right, this room definitely could not happen without the different mods. I'm really excited, and thank you, Spencer, for organizing the Discord server and coming up with that idea. I thought really cool, and we will also be launching a Facebook group pretty soon as well, as a lot of really cool things will be happening over the next few weeks. I'm really curious what's going to happen with Clubhouse. Hopefully these rooms keep getting bigger and bigger. At one point they've been kind of I think we've at this point we've plateaued a little bit, but now here come all the Android users, so that should be interesting. But I agree, Spencer. I think today the caliber of pitches has been really really strong. And while, for example, I would say last couple of weeks, at one point, I was struggling with some of the people that were kind of sort of raising their hand just because they were raising their hand, had no bio, some had no profile picture. This week, we're back to really, really overall, really, really powerful. Every single one of them has been really, really good. and people having really also really good bios. Everybody has a profile picture, socials connected, something that over the last 2-3 weeks before today had been missing. So glad to be back on track with really, really powerful pitches all throughout the night. Anyway, having said that, we want to sort of close out the room. So let's get through the last remaining pitches. Jeanette, you are up next. You have 60 seconds. Go for it.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. My name is Jeanette Carvajal. I am the founder of The Healing Mindset, and I've been working with entrepreneurs for the past 6 years, really understanding what makes a difference when they are navigating business and their health simultaneously, most specifically with cancer. And one of the things that I kept popping up to me and to the families that I worked with was how it wasn't just a bomb that went off in their life or in their family's life or their neighborhood or their community, even their business. Company morale always went up, but the bottom line went down, and it was really because of the fear of the entire company really not knowing where they would stand, especially when it was C-suite and up. And I became obsessed with the 1 in 8 statistics. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 8 every day, and 1 in 3 in their lifetime. And so I looked into how could we understand breast health if more than 70% of women and men are getting benign biopsies. What are we doing after that? What is breast health all about? And I found very little research, let alone tools and modalities. So I created a tool that I'm hoping can change the world. So I have created an inheritance book that goes down from generation to generation so that everybody can feel empowered understanding their breasts, men, women, everybody alike. And I'm hoping it could be something that is passed on through teenage years and on.
Okay. Jeanette, thank you so much for that. Moderators?
I just want
Yep.
I just want to point out that I think Lindsay on the horse had purposely left the room and came back so she could be beside you, Jeanette. I think that is incredible, Lindsay.
Aw, that's funny. No, I actually excellent. You know when you get those ping things, it takes you to another room somehow when you try to clear it. So I missed a little bit. I'll feed back after the next mod for sure.
Yes. Any of the other mods have a Andrea?
Yeah, I everything that you were saying, Jeanette, was super clear and super purposeful, and until the very end, it dropped off. You talked about what you had to offer, but then you kind of didn't give any reason why that particular item was going to solve that problem. So can you finish the sentence from you created this, fill that in, and then because, so that, in order to, you know what I'm saying, Jeanette?
Yeah, sure. Thank you,
Thanks.
Andrea.
Thanks.
So I did create, it is a digital product. It could be downloaded. I've actually created, joined partners with a very soft manufacturer of a soft material. My goal is to look for a strategic partner to put this map, this tool inside of every feminine product on the market so that every woman has an opportunity to check their breasts once a month minimum. And it's a reminder. It's kind of like I'm imagining the glove inside of a hair dye box, but being for women in order to check themselves and check their partners and making it an empowering day.
Fantastic cause and product that you have in mind there. Would love to know more about the details, and at a minimum could point you in the right direction in terms of manufacturing and navigating supply chains and making sure that you get the right deal you're looking for, so you can be profitable and create or make a bigger impact. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon.
Jeanette, this is Julie. It sounds like a good product. I have to say that I totally missed the product part of it in your pitch. You begin strong, but I mean, you've gotten some feedback on it. You begin strong, but the actual product that you're selling gets lost completely. When you just described it, you did a great job with it. But I would encourage you to rework the pitch, get some help with that, and practice it. The second thing is, have you thought about partnering with? There are a number of companies that are redefining the way women manage subscriptions around everything from menstrual cycles and and health products around that to vitamins and nutraceuticals around trying to get pregnant or starting families, or there just might be places where you both could gain a benefit by leveraging each other's community and marketing presence. Have you considered that? This is Julie.
Thank you, Julie. I have thought about it. I just don't have any connections yet. This is actually the first day I ever pitched, so so I apologize if I missed how to explain the actual product. So it's a digital download. It is a one-sheeter that I am empowering and teaching women and men around the world to check themselves out, to mark it on their body, and to have a record so that they can show their physician what their normal is, rather than having that over 70% of benign biopsies just because it's a regular duct that's filled in their breasts.
This is incredible. There's a lot. There are strategic partnerships is the way for you to gain phenomenal traction. That's my feeling.
Julie,
I'm sorry, I didn't
Julie.
interrupt someone.
No, Julie, it's Lindsay. I think there's something there. I want to ask your opinion on this. So, you were with Walmart. What if there was a kit that was for this specifically, like a product kit that has like the glove and the journal, to keep track, and then maybe like some sort of diagram, and then I don't know, I'm sure there's other things, like that you can put in something like that. But what do you think of that, Julie?
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, there's not enough time to get it in market, but I mean, holy cow, Lindsay, what a way to tell your mother you love her, right? Or your daughter.
Well,
whatever.
and I'm thinking also like you could do a box thing where like you do order it for somebody every 3 months or however often you're supposed to do that. And then the neat thing is this is a great VC play because you could potentially negotiate for the data. I mean, it's a great place to be. I'm interested. You send me a DM. Yeah. I'd like to know more.
You're onto something, Jeanette.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Lindsay. I already have the boxes being created in China. I have the trademark, and we're in the little bit of the patent process. But today was the first day I actually shared it out loud.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for people now need to kind of think about, like, we were all digital for a while because that's what we were doing. But I would just start to really migrate more back to analog a little bit, analog and digital. Like having a mix of products and digital, I think is really good because people need something in their hand, And obviously then that puts you in a different category, like with people like us, many of us, because we have distribution. But I think also, that it's a good point because, I don't know, I could see you doing a lot of other types of tests because I think a lot of people are more concerned about their health now, So you could have almost like a test of the month or something like for the hypochondriacs in us. I don't know, but it could be good.
It really could.
Like breathing, hearing, here's an eye test. I don't know.
General wellness.
And don't forget us boys either. I had a major skin cancer at one point, so that the boys get it too.
Yeah, well, prostate stuff. I mean, like, there's all kinds of exciting things you could do. And you could do sponsored boxes, like where men's health is maybe 1 month. You do detox month. You do like vegan monthly. Like Mike Fata could be in that with his like trash almond milk or something. And then I'm just kidding. I tease him all the time. He's really good. I don't eat anything that's healthy. So, right now.
Speaking as a man, I would much prefer to do something in the privacy of my home than having a doctor check me out. So I think that's a great space to work towards as well.
Go ahead,
Thank
Andrea.
you so much, Brendan.
Sorry, I couldn't tell someone was talking. I had the red line of death. Okay, so hi, this is Andrea. Just 2 suggestions, Jeanette, 2 thoughts. I love the direction that Lindsay's going also, is that one, there's somebody who actually knows she has a product, it's a startup, it's called Monit Her, MONITHER. You could check it out. It's meant to be an advanced technology for like early detection for breast cancer, and definitely connect with people who are already creating technology to kind of see if you can be, I don't know, an add-on or something like a part of that. And the second thing is that
I have a client and I'm discovering that this client is not really relevant what they're doing, but they are getting a lot of attention from within HR companies, of big companies, because it seems that HR, they like to provide value to their employees. And so as you started off with your pitch talking about this becoming something that debilitates the workplace, like,
Yeah.
When something like this happens. So I think that HR departments in large firms, where you can kind of do something where this is also an act of good faith from the HR to the employees, but it's also in their best interests. You can definitely find some, I don't know, strategic partnerships or relationships, arrangements, something like that with them. And this is Andrea. I'm done.
Yeah, and sorry, on top of that, this is probably something you could have sold on a formulary, like where the Medicare or whatever pays for it, because it's preventative. I mean, sometimes some of those, I mean, again, I don't know how many of those tests are actually covered under a formulary, but man, it would certainly help a lot of things, I think. And in essence, I also started thinking another place for you to get investment would be just like a hyped up hedge fund that's all about medical. I mean, I think it's a no brainer for something like this. So.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lindy. Thank you so much, Andrea. You are right on when it comes to the HR world, and also from the medical startup. Again, today's my first day, and I want to do this right, just for the world and to lower the statistic. If in my lifetime I can change it from 1 in 8 to 1 in 7, I did my job.
Is there a specific ask you're looking for in terms of capital investment, equity offering, or what are you looking to do?
I am looking for a partner, a strategic partner to be in it at least 20% with me. And then I already started the licensing agreement, because I do see it being licensed to a feminine product line. So that's what I do know right now.
Fantastic. Thank you. Please feel free to reach out. I do have a bit of manufacturing and warehousing space in Shanghai, China. Might be able to assist you with.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, everybody. I'm done.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Jeanette. Seems like you have a lot of different interests from the moderators, and obviously what you're working on is really, really interesting. So thank you, Jeanette, for that. Guys, I am going to close the room down because I do need to travel, and for the 3 people who have not pitched, I definitely would ask you if you can come back next week. You guys will be the first ones. Also, I do feel the mods are tired, including myself.
Hey, Bernardo.
Yep.
Do you mind asking the mods if they're tired?
Hey, Bernardo, you know what? Here, if you want to head out, and anyone who wants to stick around, I can keep the room open for the last couple of people to give their pitches, if that's okay with you, Bernardo.
Yeah, perfect. Let's do that.
And no pressure on mods to stick around, because I guess we're going to close it anyway. But if you guys do want to stick around and have a little bit more in you, we'll finish them. I'll stick around and finish ones on stage. But Bernardo, get your rest. Do what you need to do, man. Feel free to go.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll pass it on to Spencer. Guys, I'll see you next week. But yeah, again, I have to really need to get to bed because I have to travel. And thank you everybody for being here. And Spencer, the floor is yours.
Cool. Well, thank you, Bernardo. All right. So who was next
Good night,
up
Bernardo.
in line? Good night, Bernardo. Get some rest. Bernardo is a champion, guys.
Good night,
who
guys.
is the next one in line to pitch, though? I might have missed the order.
Patience for patience, I think.
I think it's Bagyastaria. I'm so sorry. Your name's very long. If you want me to, I think
Hi.
you are the first one. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
You have 60 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Spencer. And thanks everyone for the opportunity. So I'm working in the sustainability sector, specifically on plastic neutrality. So currently, like we're working on plastic credits and other plastic neutrality solutions for different brands. So in terms of plastic credits, like they're very similar to carbon credits. So it's a geographically agnostic solution, and we are based out of India. So I come from a plastic recycling background, and I realize that the sector is extremely underfunded, and there is no incentive to recycle low value plastic wastes, which actually forms the major part of all of our wastes. And for brands themselves, like, because they're working, like, they're using plastic packaging in so much metric tons yet. And even if they want to work towards plastic neutrality, it's a very long shot, it's a long run. You cannot switch to plastics, just like overnight. And the solutions currently, out there in the markets are extremely expensive. So we wanted to develop something that can actually help brands, and that can actually like fund the waste management sector as well. So yeah, so that's a solution. And what we are looking for currently are partners. So we have solutions for e-commerce brands, we have solutions for FMCG cosmetic brands. And yeah, so we are looking for more brands who can, who want to go, who want to take the sustainability path and are looking for solutions.
So can I ask a question? Would the brands here be governments? Because what comes to mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, is this seems similar to like a cap and trade system with carbon credits, right? Or am I misunderstanding the product?
Yeah, so Spencer, no, this is not just for the government. So this is actually for brands in terms of like, any brand that you pick, say, or FMCG brands primarily, because they are the ones, who are sending the waste out in the environment. So these work like, directly. There are extended producer responsibility compliances pretty much everywhere across the world. And brands are still struggling to find solutions as to how to get their plastic waste recycled. And for recyclers, there's not enough incentive yet to recycle, say, low value plastics, for example, LDPE, colored HDPE, or MLP. So we are actually trying to bridge that funding gap here.
So what is your ask?
Yeah. So Lindsay, currently, like asked, we are like looking for two things. One is, like I said, so we're looking for strategic partnerships in terms of we're looking for, partner brands who want to take a sustainable step forward, and who want to convey to their consumers that yeah, we are taking out with investing in solutions. And also we are looking for a small fund which is like for 200K right now.
And what is that? What is that for?
So our fund is primarily for growing our teams. So like I said, so I am based out of India, but we have already started a small team in UK. And because our solution is geography agnostic, like we would want to establish our teams across other countries where extended producer responsibility compliances are getting stronger.
Okay, send me a DM. There's someone I'm going to introduce you to that's on some of our panels sometimes. James, he's like on the dragon stuff, and he has a club, but he does a trash thing. But I'm invested in a couple of things in this space, so I'd like to talk to you. Send me a DM.
His company's called Loop.
Bank Loop, yeah. I named it Trash Panda because I think it's a cuter name, but he doesn't listen to me. He didn't change the name yet. But yeah.
I like
There's a
that
number
name.
of nonprofits I'm affiliated with. A little bit of it's plastics because 1-800-Battery was the cycling number for Canada before I acquired it, and there's a lot of already things in place that maybe you can work with or piggyback for go-to-market strategies and worldwide.
Yeah, actually, DM me as well. 'Cause, I know some economists who work on the cap and trade policies with the carbon credits, and I think there's potential, like, if to go actually. This is a route that I almost never suggest to startups, but to go talk to some think tanks in politics and see how you can get more legislature around it. So DM me because I have some thoughts on that.
I mean, there's a lot
Sure.
of grants. There's a lot of grants you can get, but she's just mostly working in India, so it's just a tougher market, for some of this stuff. But
Yeah.
if you can get the right partner, though, in each country is the key that will purchase from you. And honestly, I can tell you, your first bet is going to be China. Obviously they buy all the trash, so, Or James. Maybe James says he's going to buy all the trash. I don't know for sure, but I know he's doing something with that. So you should talk to him.
Yeah.
I'll send you.
Sure.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Well,
yeah, like also just to put, things in perspective, like Lindsay, you said that, there are a lot of brands like, and they might show traction. So for currently, like, FMCG brands like McCain, they've showed interest in our product. And there are also like a lot of luxury hotel chains because, they have a sustainability mandate also. So for example, Taj hotel chains, which is like big here in India. So we are working with a lot of luxury hotel chains already. And Whirlpool has also shown some interest, in our products. So yeah.
well,
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
just want to say,
very.
I think. Sorry, Spencer.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead, Christian.
No, I think I like the angle of cap and trade. Not that carbon cap and trade has been successful yet. Hopefully, it's still will be. But I like that angle because so much work's been done around the economics of that, and that could also be a voluntary system. And if you're in there first, creating that structure, you could then take it to governments or private companies if they've got the incentives. So I do quite like that angle because so much work's been done in that space, and you could capitalize on so much thought that's already happened. So I just think
Yeah, and I think there's a world in which you offer tax incentives around it. Like, and if you can get tax incentive buy-ins, then it's like a gold mine, right? Because you've got the system in place to sort of. There's a way you. Anyway, happy to chat more about it. Sean, Stan, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to suggest that I know this sounds like a great idea and something that maybe the Environmental Defense Fund would be really interested in. I know that Spencer said he'd connect you with some, maybe he can help you get to the Environmental Defense Fund. If you don't have a connection there, Spencer, I think I have one from a while ago. And then secondly,
I don't, so if you have one, absolutely go ahead.
Okay. And then secondly, there's a accelerator called the Catapult Accelerator that's focused kind of on the climate and the ocean. Maybe that might be a good fit for you. Maybe worth checking out. So feel free to DM me.
Okay. Thank you, Stan. That's really helpful. Thank you, Lindsay and Spencer as well, and Christian. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you've got some really great people, so I definitely DM everyone who offered up because those are some top tier people. I think we're going to move on. So Patience, the floor is yours. You've got 60 seconds.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for inviting me up here. My name is Patience Akunda and I'm from Uganda. I'm completing my computer science degree next month. I'm a TEDx speaker and founder and CEO of a Ugandan fitness brand called African Fit. So in 2019, I embarked on a journey to get fit and I made good progress, which made my peers seek for my help. I went ahead to get a health and nutrition life coaching certificate so that I could be in a better position to help them during lockdown. I made over 3 million Ugandan shillings in the first 6 months of creating digital programs, and to this day, I've made a total of 5 million in just the digital sales. There were about 2 months where I didn't have any programs available, but I do sell physical products as well with a focus on quality and affordability, from which I've made sales worth 10 million in the last 6 months, but I'm focusing on the workout programs in this pitch. So the past 9 months of these programs have shown me that the demand for convenience in workout programs that people can relate to is existent, especially here where people are becoming more cautious of their health and fitness because they are getting to understand the benefits. And from the feedback I've gathered from my community and well-wishers is that they would highly benefit from having follow-along videos and making these programs more accessible in one place. So I do intend to build a mobile application with a mix of pop sugar, bringing in various trainers around the country, but also adding a touch of culture by incorporating videos made in our local languages, just so I can tap into the individuals in the rural areas and around the country. So I have not yet gotten down to detail for this plan yet, but what I do know is that it would be an ideal way for me to control distribution of my programs and also to tap into a wider market that is not only focused on weight loss. So the opportunity here is that there are over 7 million active internet users currently in the country, and this is something that I want to tap into by providing workout programs that they can do from anywhere, anytime, and with anyone. So my ask right now is basically guidance and mentorship on how I can move this forward and enhance my mission, which is to make all Ugandans fit and get them focusing on their physical health as well before I expand to other African countries. Thank you so much, and I am done pitching.
Awesome. Thank you for your pitch. Patience.
So she essentially has like the next Zumba, basically. Is that right, Patience?
more or less, yes, but with a hint of
All right.
culture
Send
in
me
it. Yeah.
send me a DM. Like, this is insane. This is like insane. This is the best room ever.
Awesome. All right, I'll hit you up.
Patience, here's what I can offer you. You see Lori here on stage. So the two of us, we do these rooms where we can assist giving you some feedback on your current marketing, the state of your current marketing, whatever online assets you have. So obviously having a healthy having a healthy website or e-commerce or whatever it is, conversion would help encourage anybody to invest. So if you'd like to reach out to me, I'd be happy to have you come on, and we're actually going to do something either on Clubhouse or off Clubhouse, and be happy to look through your stuff. And by the way, that offer goes to anybody who is here in the audience, who's listening, who's got something budding, and have some traction, and they want some eyes on their existing website business. Feel free to DM, and I'll give you more information. This is Andrea, and I'm done.
Thank you, Andrea.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patience. It definitely sounds interesting. Shoot me a DM as well. I had someone actually come to me today who was looking to partner with a business at your stage, and I think they might be a good strategic partner for you. So I'd love to chat. Awesome. Do any of the other moderators have anything else to add? If not, I'd love to maybe move along to the last pitch of the night. Steve, it's getting kind of late here. It's the last pitch of the night, but I'm excited for you to bring the energy down, bring the house down with the last awesome pitch. Steve, the floor is yours. You've got 60 seconds.
Spencer, thank you. It's going to be a different pitch, actually. Are you guys familiar with psilocybin?
Yeah.
Lindsay?
Am I familiar with psilocybin, like mushrooms? What did you say? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I would recommend...
Isn't everyone? Just kidding.
You're on my level. So I'd recommend to everyone, Spencer.
From Washington. That's what we do here. Just kidding.
Cool. I'm up here in Vancouver, but I would recommend everyone try it. Just do a little bit and listen to this Clubhouse, and as you browse, dive deep into people's profiles, and you will really get to know them. And it's crazy what is coming out, this new world that we live in. And Lindsay, you are adding so much value to not only the person pitching, but to the whole audience. I mean, every pitch that comes on, you're feeding them another 4 or 5 different businesses that they could be firing up. So super valuable. My ask to you guys, and actually, Andrea, I see you clapping there. You're a rock star. The only thing that I would suggest, and take it for what it is. Today's day and age, there is a I don't do New Year's resolutions. I usually pick one word, and this year's word was collaboration. And it's not so much about the monetary transaction anymore, is what I'm seeing, and it's more so about helping people almost for free, in a sense, to help them get elevated to the next level. And I am on psilocybin right now, and I don't really care what anybody thinks, but I'm just gonna give you that piece of advice, because I think that is going to push mankind even further for all of us.
All right, Steve, well, thank you so much for this pitch. Do you have an ask for it? It seems like you're just kind of ending the night with some. I like the ending of the night.
No, I do have an ask.
With the wisdom of friendship. Okay, sure, yeah. Do you mind getting to your ask?
Absolutely. So 4 days ago, I was homeless. Last year, I did almost $1 million in revenue. And coming on Clubhouse, it sucked me 20 hours a day, almost 24 hours a day. Totally addicted to it. And I got into domains, web domains. I ended up buying $18,000 worth of websites last year. Lindsay, Spencer, all the other folks, they're Richard. I've got energizer.club. It's going to be worth a lot of dough one day. Here I go. I need to get down to California. I have a lot of forces on this app. I got to get down there. I got to go shoot podcasts with the homeless community down there. I need help getting down there. Whoever can help me out will be I don't even know how to say this, but it'll be a fun ride.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you so much for coming up and pitching your vision. I think I want to end this with today. I think it was one of the best pitch rooms we've had in quite a while. And thank you all for staying so long. I want to end this just by saying I like the message here of everything today is about collaboration. Everyone here gives back mostly with their time for free. Most, people, a lot of us, there's business things that come out of this room, which is an awesome side of it, but also a lot of it's just giving back because we all were there at one point, and I love that message from Steve, and I want to just say thank you to you all for sticking around, joining the Discord server. I'm exhausted. It's almost 3 a.m. here. I think everyone else is kind of a little fatigued, but they all stuck around. Any final words from anyone?
Sorry, guys. Thank you for that was a debacle, absolute debacle, but I do appreciate it. You guys will see me around. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I'm just going to tuck you back down there now. All right. Anyone else got anything? If not, I'm going to close the room soon.
Just want to say thanks for hosting. Awesome. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
All right. Good night, guys.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Woo. All right.
All right. Thank you all. Cheers.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Spencer. You get a horse.